Second they tell me my days and number, I'm going to go to the bar and start working my way up.
We'll have to go back to that terminal cancer deal because that plays into the
Have you seen Billy Madison with Adam Sandler?
That's what I'm talking about. What a nice guy. Yeah, I got to listen to people like that too. That's what I tell everybody in Canada. Y'all got to be nice. Every pedophile in this county. We get it.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Cedar Run Decoys. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Everything from Cedar Run to make a great Christmas present, birthday present, whatever you got. Waterfowl hunter, make incredible stuff. So check it out. That storyteller thing would make a great Christmas present.
Yep,
Not too early.
That's a hint for all you people that are looking for the hard to buy guy. I'll bet the guy with us today is hard to buy for.
Lingerie is all you need.
Lingerie? Hell yeah, I'm wearing some right now.
There you go.
Goddamn right, my little man thong.
Your little man thought. Mr. Clay Reid's with us. So we're at Mitch's funeral. Mitch passed away.
Right.
Clay's best friend. We're going to go ahead and say that. We've talked about it a little bit. Not much. Haven't really touched on it. But at the funeral, I'm walking out the door, and this little guy that's a little shorter than me.
Midget.
He
we
goes,
call them midgets.
he's a little taller than that maybe. But anyways, he
Not
goes,
much.
Jeff Stanfield, nice to meet you. He goes, I'm the shrub. And he shook my hand. So
Yeah,
anyways,
finally got to meet the world famous shrub.
I thought he was going to be here today.
He pussed out.
Pussed out?
He got
He's nervous.
vaginitis.
I was going to ask him about the time he whooped your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
That was what I was going to lead with. I had it all set up.
So Shrub, he absolutely loves that name, I assume, or he wouldn't have told me that. It's how he was like to be addressed.
Yeah, he's rolled with it. Yeah, matter of fact, the guy that gave him that name was a guy named Joe Horny, which Joe Horny was like 19 foot tall, and goddamn everybody was Shrub to Joe. But yeah, he called him, the Shrub called me Never Sweat. Yeah, and I said, well, fuck you, Joe.
Never sweat?
Is Joe alive or is he
yeah.
dead?
Joe died, yeah.
He was older, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He was friends with John Hendricks, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got
Yeah,
a funny
yeah.
story about him to tell you then. And I'm not going to tell the old lady that told me this because she might be kin to my wife. But Danny Mack was friends with Joe Horny.
Yeah.
And he was at a dance one time, and a local lady out here that's still alive, so I cannot mention her name. She was she's got to be in her mid 70s now. They were at a dance probably in the mid 70s or something, early 80s, and Danny introduced this lady to Joe Horny, and he goes, "This is Joe Horny." She goes, "God, so am I." This is a lady you know in town.
God, so am I.
Yeah, Joe was a good fellow.
That's funny because we were just talking to somebody asked me. I told him you were coming on next week, and they're like, "Wonder if he knows Joe Horny."
Oh, shit, yeah.
I've never heard that name
He
before.
wilder than
It's a
March
small
Hare.
world, isn't it?
Yeah, so we were just talking about this last week, and they're like, "Yeah, ask Clay if he knows Joe Horny." But I guess there's some viral video where Joe's letting out ashes.
yeah,
and that story's all fucked up from what it actually
yeah,
is.
this is his son.
Yeah.
It was Bill Brown that was spreading the ashes,
Right.
And then the horse kind of boogered and all that. Yeah, it was a cool video and a cool play up on top of Bill Brown's guy, which Joe worked for Bill, but hell, he grew up. Ouija Brown, Bill's dad. I mean, hell, he was like a dad, with old Bill Brown. But,
Yeah, but that's what we were talking
Yeah,
about. They're like, that whole viral video.
Oh, yeah,
of it's the
they have
son and the
stolen that
last
video.
ride, and
yeah,
it's just a friend
all
spreading
that.
another friend's
But
ashes.
it was a cool deal, but out there on top of that hill.
I'm sure that I have met him before because he hung out with John and Danny, and they're all gone. That's part of. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, Joe and Jerry Morrison and Gary Morrison and John Hendrick, they were all part of the crew. They worked every goddamn ranch, from Arizona to here.
is it hard to find young cowboys these days?
Oh, yeah.
Or good young cowboys?
I tell
for
you
sure.
what, though, I mean, they're kind of making I've been working some really good cowboy, younger boys, White Elms, Spencer Yates, a couple of new guys showed up. And you got Caleb Mooney over at Keegan Beaver. Yeah, I'm going to wind up throwing together a pretty good crew of young guys. There for a while, you couldn't find nobody. If you found anybody, which I don't have no problem. Sometimes somebody that doesn't know anything is way better than anybody that thinks they know anything.
That's like the guiding business.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd rather have a young guy that's passionate about hunting.
Listen.
Yeah,
They listen.
and will learn than that guy that comes through the front gate that thinks he knows everything.
Exactly.
We had the first older guy that we've hired this year that I really liked that didn't come in here that wasn't a problem. Jed, he was so good. He fit right in, did everything the way we did it, and just. But usually you get older guys that are set in their ways. Well, goddamn, I've been doing it as long as they have. I know more than they do. And so I'm assuming cowboy, and it's the same way.
Well, hell, some of the old guys are just as bad as the young guys. Just because you've been doing something for 30 years doesn't mean you've done it right for 30 years. And I see that a lot too. And granted, I'm no fucking expert either. And that's the other deal. I gotta step back and tell myself, and I said, reflect on what I was when I first fucking come to Archer City. I didn't know come here from Sikkim. I was an old field hand. Now I grew up working the sale barns and all that, but riding and roping and that shit, I didn't have a fucking clue. But I was determined because I was working for D Drilling. When I got out of that, I said, fuck it. I'm going to cowboy. My buddies were cowboy, and I said, that's what I'm going to do. And so I sit out there with a fucking rope, and I rope that goddamn bucket every day. If you drove through Archer City back then, you were going to see Clay Reid out there in that front fucking yard of that little white house roping a bucket every day, roping that bucket. And then we would play inside leg. And my buddies, Sean Scroggum and Randy Simpson and Morrison, Sean Morrison, they grew up doing that since they were that tall. And they could rope. And we played a game called inside leg. You step 3 times, you take 3 steps, turn to your left, and then you catch that inside leg for $1. And they took so many fucking dollars from me over the years, but I was determined. And that's the price you pay to get better. And then I can remember the goddamn day when I finally, I had to ride everybody's junk horses. Somebody didn't have something they ride, they brought it to me. Because I'm the only stupid son of a bitch would ride it, and I had a saddle that we called the Band-Aid. It was paid $25 for it. It was fucking DeForest jewelry.
So this is some hard knock shit you went through,
dude. I'm talking hard knock. I fell off. People would hire me just to watch me fall off fucking gentle horses. I mean, I guarantee you it was because like when I'm working at Food World over there in Holiday. And for Brenda Harrigal. And, old Doug Harrigal and Bob Potsky, buddies of mine, they said, hey, we're going to bring calves out here at the ranch because they had a ranch. And they said, you want to go help us bring calves more? Sure, I'll go with you. So we fucking head out, and they had a horse for me, had it also saddled for me when we got out there at Dundee. Well, I get up on this goddamn pony, and they take off. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. They know Clay ain't going to be fucking left behind. No matter, I couldn't ride a stick horse, but I was going to ride that fucking stick horse at 1,000 miles an hour to keep up with it. So they took off, and I think Doug Fox was there and Bobby, and they can run across this goddamn wide-ass open pasture that's rough and shit, the old Palapena pasture, and it's up and down and over this, and Clay, he is spurring and whipping. He would like to spur and whip, but all I'm doing is trying to hang on to this motherfucker, because I'm going this way, and I'm going, yeah, you son of a bitch, yeah, you son of a bitch. It just keep up. I was like a little Yosemite Sam riding that fucking camel. And then finally we'd get up there. But I never did fall off that day. But then we get up there in the branding pen and, I don't know shit about flanking or nothing like that. And they said, all right, but I'm a big old stout kid. They said, well, the first fucking thing they did is they roped the biggest black bull calf they could. And they neck him. Well, usually you'll catch the heels, bring them in there. One guy tells it, one guy ropes it. And... well, they just necked it and said, go get him, Clay. And that son of a bitch jumped up, hit me in the mouth, kicked me, stomped, but I ain't got no quit in me. I finally get him mugged over and run over. I was like, hey, well, you motherfuckers going to help me? Hell, they was over there laughing. All right, now come over here. We'll show you how this is done. So, yes, it was a huge learning curve for me. But like I say, years later, I finally knew I was... because Sean and Randy were the world's worst. Sean Scroggum. and Randy is, we'd go chase something. Boy, and they'd run up beside me, and they'd now, Roby, no. And I'd throw it in the fucking dirt, and then they'd run by and catch something. And then finally, way out in New Mexico on the trig, I remember the first day I'd been out there, and my nuts had dropped in the cowboy world because we were chasing this wild cow, and we're up in the fucking mountains, and we're coming off this bitch through the goddamn cedars and the pinyon pine, and that old cow went down in a little old secondary creek. She went down that cow trail, and old Sean and Randy went to slow down to go down. Not old Clay. He jumps the creek to the right, to the side of the son of a bitch, and then I got up there and I roped the cow, and they're still trying to come through there. I said, "Oh yeah!" And then they got mad at me. God damn, you gotta go down. They got mad. Oh, you motherfuckers just mad because I finally got something caught before y'all.
Do you ride horse anymore?
Huh?
Do you ride
yeah.
horse?
Hell yeah.
So you're still cowboying every day.
Oh, yeah.
You told me the other day you were getting good at delegating finally.
I am getting good at delegating, but you do what I do. You got to fucking ride.
So you're still on a horse every day.
Yeah, well, not every day. No. I spend more time in a.
Would you rather do it on in our Can-Am or a truck?
When we're weaning or branding, well, even weaning, like I say, we just got done weaning. I finally got a good enough crew right now to where I can delegate. Where I'm comfortable. I got an old boy that helps me pretty regularly named Dustin Shelton. Got good fucking sense. I can tell him what to do. He can go get it. He can get it all done. And that allows me to go get the pasture ready for the next day. But I'm doing all the manual labor.
That's not supposed to be that way if you're the delegator.
I know it, but yeah.
If you want something right, you got to do it yourself.
Well, there's I got a chute that I don't, which I got a new one the other day, but I got a calf, a squeeze chute that it'll kill you if you don't know what you're doing. Because the cable will break. It's put holes in the back of my tailgate. When it breaks, it comes by and it'll kill you if you don't know what you're doing. So you kind of got to use a bar, and you got to do this, and got to do that, and you're always going to have flat tire. So it's just as easy for me to go do it because I know how to do it. I know that's why the other day I finally bought that goddamn new squeeze chute. Now, it was like buying a bucket of blowjobs. It was awesome. And but like I say, when we brand, but yeah, I mean, there's certain things like I had to go find a cripple bull the other day. I still get a horseback, but it ain't fucking.
Will you use something mechanical if you can instead? Like I'll see guys out here get a truck and they'll pull up and they'll get their horses out and they'll go down there to get a cow that they could have used a 4-wheeler on and had it done in 3 minutes. But they didn't want to do it that way because more fun to cowboy on a horse, I would think. But I would think some days if it's easier and quicker, but that's the difference between getting paid by the hour and just being an employee or being
I call it the cowboy way. You got to do it the cowboy way, and the cowboy way is the easiest fucking way.
That's not the easiest way what they're doing.
Yeah, well, that's not the cowboy way.
No.
They will soon learn the cowboy way with age. Like back when I had 10,000 fucking head of cattle turned out, and I was roping 200 every day and doctoring, and I had cattle in fucking Seymour, Temple, Oklahoma, all over Owl Park, and scattered everywhere. So but I remember one time I borrowed a fucking 4-wheeler, and that was great. I had my horse in the front because, when they're fresh cattle, first 2 or 3 months, you got to be on top of them. But once you get them straightened out, a lot of times you won't doctor nothing, especially on the last 2 months. And but you got to ride through them, get a good count. You got to do that. Well, I'd take my horse and I'd put my horse in the front and that 4-wheeler in the back, and I'd pull that son of a bitch out. Then I could run through the cattle so fast. And guy like me, I'm poor. I didn't have no horses. I didn't have 5, 6 horses a day. I had to take care of my fucking horse. And so if I didn't have to trot across a fucking wheat field, 300-acre wheat field 10 times a day, it saved on my pony. But I could ride through them some bitches, and all right, everything's sick, and if there was something sick, I'd go back, get my horse, go out there, doctoring, go back, and you go over to the deal. And now, I wished I'd have had this now. They got a drone.
Mm-hmm.
That drone is the fucking coolest tool. Mm-hmm. I went to buy one the other day, and my buddy, he sent me a goddamn up there. He's up there in South Dakota, and Called him one day. I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, so, gathering a heifer. He said, "My last heifer calved. He's calving out a bunch of heifers. My last heifer calved. I couldn't find her. I said, so I'm sitting on the porch." I said, "No, you're sitting on the porch?" He said, "Yeah, I got me a drone." He said that drone took out, and she had calved about a mile and a half from the house. He dropped that drone down. He pushed her and that baby calf all the way up the fucking house. I said, "You a cheating ass motherfucker." He said, "I bought that drone for checking windmills.
Yeah.
You pull up and I can have it go over and make, fucking 6 miles across there and then bring that some bitch back." But for us, around here, it's like having a helicopter. If you can't find some, because our brush is terrible. And Ramiro Rodriguez down there, he got him one, and they catch a lot of wild cattle. If I'd had this back in the old wild catching days, save, you go into a pasture, it's 2,000 acres, you sit at the pickup, have that drone locate them, and he'll take his dogs, and they'll trot over there, and him and his dogs gather all them cattle up. And then when some scatter or whatever, they'll rope tie this one down, throw that drone up, say, "All right, let's see which way that bitch went." Mm-hmm. So I fixed to get me one. They didn't have one at Best Buy. But what was bad is I got over.
And by the what's ones that we got? Mavic?
No, I know which one to buy. We've done our research. All my buddies got them. But I go over there to buy this goddamn drone, and they don't have one. Well, that cost me $2,500 by not having one, because I went over there and I looked, and they had the baddest fucking TV I ever seen in my life. I mean, it was. TV's come a long way since that fucking console box TV we used to have. And I ain't bought a TV in 1,000 years. And I stood there and I watched that, and I went, "Oh my God."
Football's going to look good.
We got to have that. He said, "We got a 65-inch fucking giant sumbitch that you can see the boogers pulsating in a guy's nose." Yeah, so.
TV's come on. I had to buy my first flat screen TV like we have in here.
Yeah.
The very first one that I bought, I got invited to go watch movies one night over at Kim and Mitch's. Mitch bought the first one in Knox City that I remember.
Really?
One of the 48-inch ones. I mean, it was 48 inch was big. I mean, what's that?
What's
it, 80 inches or something?
No, that's probably 65.
Is that 65? Anyways.
No, that ain't 65. That's probably no, because mine's a 65, and it'll eat that son of a bitch.
Well, Andy's got a 100-inch at his house. The biggest one I've seen. I don't know how the fuck.
Yeah.
I think that is a 65.
No, it might be 55.
So
I think that one's 40, and I think that one's probably 55.
So I went over to Mitch.
Yeah, that's why I think it's probably.
We went over to Mitch's and watched a movie one night. So we left, and I told Michelle, I said, "I got to get me a TV like that." And it was like $4,000, $5,000 back then.
I don't doubt it.
And it was so expensive. Now you can buy them for $1,000.
$2,500.
Yeah, well, you can buy you can spend what you want. They got one that costs $10,000. I saw.
Well, this flat screen is I guess they call it RGB. RGB technology, and it's almost like 3D.
Really?
I mean, it's just so like that picture right there is fucking phenomenal. That's like black and white compared to that new shit they got now. I mean, and there's two different. He goes, "Well, do you have it in a dark room or a light room? Because one's good for light. This is a dark." And he said, "Oh, that there's gonna be perfect for
He
you."
sold you.
And he wasn't lying.
You know what's gonna piss you off about this is.
What?
3 years ago for Christmas, Michelle bought me the state-of-the-art 80-inch TV for my back room. I mean, fucking. And now when I go to somewhere like Best Buy, I get fucking pissed off because I had the state-of-the-art 3 years later.
Yeah.
My son bitch, you might as well put outside.
I ain't bought a TV in 20 years,
No,
25 years.
But
it ain't gonna bother me because I don't go to town. I won't know any better. And it's good if you don't know no better.
So I don't want to go look through the TV deal because I used to have the state of the art one.
And then it's got that surround sound bullshit. I mean, that fucking Top Gun movie, I thought I was in a dogfight with a F-15.
So was Kelly Jean impressed with it when she first got it?
Oh, yeah. She was just like me. Me and her turned at the same time. Went, "Oh, my God. We got to have that." Yes, we do. Yeah.
But you haven't bought your drone yet.
My drone? No.
The drone's coming.
Have you seen
the drones now where people are riding in them?
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. That's going to be everywhere in the next 10 years.
Gonna be the fucking Jetsons, ain't we?
Yep, that's exactly. We're finally
That's what
catching
Jeff
up.
thinks.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were a little late. We're going to get there in about 2035.
You know how dangerous that's going to be? First of all, the dangerous one, two groups of people are dangerous. The rednecks and the hood rats. Those are the dangerous people. Because if you go to a city right now and you go to the ghetto and you look at them kids on them Can-Ams and shit, those 3-wheel, what do they call them, spiders? That's got 3 wheels on them. Do you know what I'm talking about?
One in the back.
Yeah. Them suckers are lined up everywhere. They go crazy with them.
You don't have to have a driver's license for those, do you?
And that's why. And rednecks are the same way. Rednecks are going to be racing them some bitches. You're going to be out in the country and you're going to see people with these damn people doing races everywhere.
You're not going to see Clay done.
Well, you say that, but you would have never thought you was buying a TV or getting a drone.
I guarantee I'm not going to be racing because when you fall out of the sky, you do not. I'm not scared of flying. I'd love to fly and all that. I'm scared of mechanical failure and while flying.
So you're not going to buy you a drone car that you can fly around in.
No, negative Ghost Rider. Yeah, but hell, that one drone I was looking up there, it was a cheap ass drone, but say cheap by drone deals. You know, it's $1,600, but hell, it had the goggles so you can see. And you can look, and it would look wherever you look, and you don't have the deal to where you got to do this. You got to. It's almost kind of like that game where you had a deal, but it's
virtual reality.
Yeah, but
you will be like Maverick on Top Gun.
Yeah, you do this right here, and you can turn it with your hand. You don't have to.
So you're
except it's got a trigger for speed, and I went, I'll be goddamn.
So you're telling me right now when guys start varmint hunting and they're using these things, them coyote hunting. You're not going to get you one if you could sit in the top of it and shoot
law.
To shoot coyotes out of a drone.
It's in a contest. It's against the law.
Well, they'll probably adjust that because they adjust everything else.
What do you mean?
Do they use thermals now in contests?
Yeah, they use thermal drone.
Hey. Oh.
But like say, it's against the law. You got to get a license. You got to because I almost bought one. It's like $6,500 for the ranch to find cattle and. No.
I'm talking about where you can actually sit in it coming in the future. And you're sitting in that sumbitch and you could go and make your calls and just sit up there and pow. You won't do it?
No.
Clay Reid. You've adjusted to everything else.
My boss has a fucking helicopter for 26 years. I could have went and done that.
But you don't have to rely on nobody but you. You can just fly your own drone up middle of the night and sit there and use your thermals and shoot them coyotes.
No.
I saw people in Australia, they were calling
Have you seen my pickups?
Yes, I have. They're beat to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pulled up here today. I told Tony, I said that Clay's has got a new pickup, and I said, "Cause look at it, there ain't a fucking dent in it yet."
Well, the good thing is I got 4 pieces of shits that take the. This in here has, usually I bought that in January, and usually I'll, I have 50,000 miles on them fast. I think that some bitches got 15,000 on it because, like I say, that's a hunting truck. That's all I do in that some bitches hunt. When I'm at the house, I'm in my work trucks, And
what's Kelly Jean drive?
Oh, she got a fucking deal. She drives she found a deal a while back. It's a 2019 Toyota, one of them badass Tacoma. It's like a.
So she's not high maintenance then, where she's having to drive a brand new Escalade or nothing.
No.
Does she keep her shit clean?
This is really the first new car, and it's a 2019, but it only had 9,000 miles on it.
Oh, that is a good deal.
A guy bought it, and it's off-road package. It's got every fucking bells and whistle, and it's brand new. Been sitting in the garage since 2019. The old man and old woman in Abilene bought it to travel, and go see the world. Well, they went on one trip with the son of a bitch, and then he died. And it's been sitting there. The dealership would come in and start it and do maintenance on it every year, but she didn't. And finally, she ain't got enough to get rid of it. And I mean, this son of a bitch is immaculate.
Does Kelly keep her vehicles real clean?
Oh, she keeps everything clean.
So she's not like Clay then?
No.
I'm going to ask
you. Come into I'm on the West Wing. And I'm a West Wing hood rat, and she is the rest of the house. You go from out of my man cave where I live, you come into that head east, and you could eat off the floors. I mean, that house is spotless.
So she ain't cleaning the west side.
But no, she's not allowed on the west side. She cleans my stuff because it gets out of whack. And I say that me and her hadn't. You come into my side, you better have a tetanus shot, is what I'm trying to say. Ain't nearly as bad as it was because used to, she liked it. hot in her room, and I like it cold in my room. So she slept. Hell, we ain't slept together really unless conjugal visits for 10, 15 years until the last year. And she's migrated over to my deal, and now my room is it's kind of weird. It's, you know what what's it called? A speakeasy is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, where my bed is kind of in a speakeasy. It's like a little cubby holder. I got a big room with my big TV, and I've got every Pee Wee trophy, every ball they hit, home run. It's like my kids.
It's your area.
Yeah, exactly. And all my buckles, and I got hunting shit scattered everywhere. I mean, I got 50,000 hats, shoes, black powder rifle over there, my tent or my bike, my all kinds of shit. But then you go around the corner, and I've got this big one of these little fold deals that kind of hide, where girls used to get dressed behind.
Oh, it's the old screen.
Yeah, well, it's got a big Bronc Rider painting on it, and it's cool as shit. Well, that holds it off, so you come into that side, and it's dark. And then it's got the lights. Kelly put Christmas lights around the deal, and that's how I could tell her. Well, of course, now she started sleeping, but before you tell her, that was the hint. If the clear Christmas lights were on, that means I was ready for action, and that was my hint without saying, "Hey, let's go fuck." Turn the Christmas light. But yeah, and then you come around that speaker. That's basically what it is, because I'm a book guy, so I've got when Larry McMurtry's deal went out, they sold a bunch of them bookshelves. So I've got 2 of them big ass giant bookshelves on the whole wall, and I've got books galore, like old books. When we moved into this house, this guy was a book guy, and everybody gonna throw them away. I said, "Oh no, you don't." Yeah. I mean, I got books from like 1800.
So you read a lot?
Well, no, I can't stay awake reading them anymore, but I will. But
I'm reading
used to read all the time, but now I go.
That's the way I am.
Yeah,
I lay down and that's the bad. I get in bed and it's like I'll read a little bit, and I'm fucking.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just bought
Falls
it.
on my face, wakes me up.
That's exactly.
I'm reading a book called El Dorado right now. H.W. Brands, a professor at Texas, wrote. It's about basically the Louisiana Purchase, Lewis and Clark, and all that. That's a really good book Stephen Ambrose wrote about Lewis and Clark. I read it years ago, and I read it again the other day. It's a very good book, which I like history. And George Washington's making a big comeback. There's a lot of George Washington
see that
stuff.
movie?
Which one?
Young Washington.
I don't think I did see the movie. Is it on right now?
Yeah, it just come out.
Oh, no, I have not seen it. I know. Yes, that's what I was talking about. All the Washingtons. I need to watch it.
Oh, you gotta go watch it.
watched.
It's really good. Kelly's not a history guy, but she absolutely loves it.
I saw that. It's on my list right now. Yeah. I've been reading. There's a series that Andy would love that I'm watching right now called The Westies, which is about the Irish mob against the Italians in the 70s. It's good. And then I watched a movie the other day by accident. I thought it was a new series. It's called The Amateur. It's on Apple TV. Have you seen it, Andy?
No.
It's a good movie. It's about a CIA operative that they kill his wife, and he goes rogue. It's a really good show. And then I love Linus. Do you watch any of Taylor Sheridan stuff? It's a new series. That's a good stuff too.
I can't get behind that line.
I
like it.
I watch porn.
Well, that's a good thing.
Davey does dial up.
That's reality.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of,
just have a hard time with like this female badass gonna go in and shoot him up and all this other stuff.
The thing
Linus.
Well, the thing is that she fights a little bit, but it's not like but you just was bragging on Ronda Rousey the other day, so you're a fucking hypocrite.
She's not going into a fucking ISIS camp and just lopping heads
killing
off.
everybody.
No. This has got a team behind her. It's really pretty good.
Well, either way, I was watching Live PD the other day and I got pissed off. This female cop goes up. I'm probably gonna piss off some people here, but anyway,
I can't wait for this.
2 guys are like, she pulls them over. Tail lights out or some bullshit like that.
Oh, I know which cop you're talking about.
She pulls them out of the fucking vehicle and she gives them the excuse, well, I'm a female officer and I see 2 guys in there and it makes me nervous.
Well, you should.
Well, why the fuck are you a fucking cop if this is what's going to make you nervous? Is you go
Did
pull
she put
over
cuffs on them?
Fuck yeah, she did. It's like, what are we doing here?
I saw what you're talking about.
I don't like that. So ever since then, I'm like, I'm anti-lioness and everything else. But it's just like you're an officer, and I applaud you for wanting to serve. There's a good chance you're going to run across 2 dudes in a fucking car with a tail light out.
You think?
And you're going to pull every one of them out and cuff them. and wait for backup to get here to start figuring some shit out. And all they had was a busted tail light. So I have a problem with that.
Okay. That's your liberal moment for the day?
If it's liberal.
Okay, there you go.
Well, that's like, going back to that shit like that. It's like the Caitlin Clark's, the WNBA deal there. Sophie Cunningham comes in there and talks about, she doesn't believe their men ought to be able to trans men and all that. Well, I guess it was Sunday or whenever the last game they played, against the Atlanta Dream. Lady and her daughter goes in there and they've got XX, XY, and they kicked them or
made them cover it up.
Made them cover it up. I'm like, but then on the jumbotron, they did a trans rights deal on the.
I'm gonna tell you, the WNBA is
discrimination,
the stupidest fucking league there ever was.
Yeah.
Because there's something's happened since that you probably don't know about. I read this morning on that. I watched part of that game.
I watched the whole game
because I like to watch the Indiana Fever play, just because and there's nothing more chippy. Watching the Indiana Fever play anybody is like watching the Celtics and the Lakers play back in the day, because there's going to be a fight or something happen every day. Anyways, the Atlanta Dream come out today and said that they would have not done anything, that this was the WNBA's own security that made these girls cover up, and so they're throwing the WNBA under the bus on this deal.
Yeah.
Well, the other day, the coach of one of the teams, LA or somewhere, they didn't play four of their best players because they were mad because they made them play back-to-back games. So they just lost a game and didn't even play their top. Could you imagine the NFL, team doing that shit? Fuck it, we ain't playing them. Nope. Tom Brady's not playing this week, and neither is Julian Edelman, and neither is Gronk, because we're going to show the NFL. There's not a stupider league in the history of sports.
I'm telling you. And them fucking refs are fucking terrible.
Yeah, the cash cow, they want to get rid of their cash cow.
Yeah,
Whether they like
beat her to a pulp.
Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham have made, and I hate to say this, makes me sound racist, but they have brought the white people into the WNBA. And I got news for you. If you go to any NBA game in the world, anywhere in the United States, when I don't say world, we'll say United States, and you look at the season ticket holders and the people that are paying $1,000 a seat, there's a good chance about 88% of them are white people. I hate to tell you that. That's just, I'm not,
that's just reality.
That is exactly what it is. And if you go to an NFL game.
Well, when one population is only 13%.
Yes. You're not making money off
You're
them.
not going to make a living off of that.
No. Now, if you want to go to a rap concert, unless you're a fat white woman, it's probably going to be a chance it's going to be black people there. That's just the way it is. Now, speaking of reality, I'm going to go back to a little bit.
It's only that big. Right.
Did Mitch clean his truck out by any means, or did it look like Mitch's truck still?
I guarantee you that motherfucker had,
Poor Kim going through that truck.
And the only thing worse than his truck is his son's truck.
Tires worse?
Unbelievable. Mitch told me that, and I said, ain't no fucking way.
Ain't no way.
Because Mitch, that hard-headed son of a bitch, he, back in, I think it was January or February, they're going to get on a varmint hunt. I said, Mitch, you can't go on a goddamn varmint hunt. I said, we're healthy goddamn motherfuckers, and we're damn near dying. And I said, there ain't no way you can go on a varmint hunt. Well, I told him I'd do it. I'm going to do it. Him and Matt and Ty and somebody else. And I said, this is no way you can fucking do it. He said, I am. He said, I'm going to come by and get the high rank. I said, all right, come by the house. And so he comes to the house, and I mean, he looks fucking terrible. I mean, he was white. I said, Mitch, you fucking look bad, man. Your color is bad. I'll be all right. And then he wobbles and he falls down and he can't get up. I said, you're fixing to go fucking try to stay up? I said, you can't. I told him I'd do it. But I remember one time we got him out of the hospital on Thursday, and Saturday night he was fucking hot. He had walking pneumonia. And Saturday night Kim was going to kill us. And that motherfucker hunted the whole fucking time. And I'm telling him, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. I'm trying to be quiet over here. But yeah, he fucking. So anyway, they go out and I load the high rack, load up, and he heads back. I said, you're going to. He said, well, we're going to take it easy. I said, you ain't going to take it easy. I know how you are. You're going to go as hard as that goddamn little ass body of yours can handle. I said, you weigh 106 fucking pounds, but it ain't going to slow him up. So him and Ty, and they all go fucking hunting over there. And then they wind up, they didn't do no good, but then they're getting in the pickup and boom, boom. And there's that fucking gun went off. So then it's Matt's fault. Then it's Mitch's fault. Then it's Ty's fault. They all get in a big argument. And so I said, he said, how'd that go off? And he goes, don't know. Well, somebody had to pull the trigger. Still to this day, nobody knows who. Nobody got. It just automatically went off. But it blowed a hole in the deal, and it blowed his wiring harness.
Ty's or Mitch's?
No, it's Mitch's.
Oh, okay.
So they're stranded in the fucking water. So in the middle of Ashburn.
And that's probably the best thing that could have happened. Of all the things that happened, that's a blessing.
Yeah, but they had to, somebody had to find them where they was at, and they called, and they finally got it out of there, but, and I said, I ain't got no sympathy for you, dumbass.
God, can you imagine that family argument? Woo!
Oh, my God, they got that, like I say, at the funeral we was arguing about the other day, so I wasn't even there.
So Ty's trucks is worse than Mitch's.
Oh, yeah, and so that's what they did. That's where I was going with. They had to go get Ty's pickup. So they picked them up and they come back and got Ty's pickup. They could not fit them in Ty's pickup. There was so much fucking junk. There was so much shit piled in that son bitch. And the only good difference between Ty's is there ain't a bunch of cigarettes. You know, Mitch's truck was nothing but an ashtray. I'm guaranteed. I mean, fucking.
So he was his father's son.
After the funeral, I told her, I said, listen, boys, I said, I'm going to let you know, Ty, I inherit all of Mitch's cigarettes. He goes, you're too late.
You're too
late.
late.
He said, what? He goes, last night we got around the pool drinking Vanilla Crown, and we got in Dad's pickup, and we smoked. He goes, hell, Jacob fucking smoked a goddamn pack of them himself, him and Gus, West, and all them motherfuckers sit there and smoked up all my goddamn inheritance. You sorry bastard. You sorry motherfucker. Yeah.
Smoked up my inheritance.
Yeah, they called me and said, hey, Hutch called me and said, man, you need to get down here. He said, Mitch's not doing good. I said, all right. I said, so I hauled ass to Abilene to get down there. And just about the time I get there, they said, hey, he's doing good. I think they got him stabilized. I said, all right, lucky charm. Well, then about 5 minutes later, we were all in celebration mode, and then all of a sudden, so y'all need to come back here and say your goodbye. I said, I'm out.
They said you Vermont's pretty quick.
Yeah, huh?
Hutch said you left pretty fast.
Well, not fast enough.
Not fast enough.
But, they all wanted to go in there and do their deal like that, and that's fine. But that's not, I don't want my last memory of him being on the place. So, and like I say, the day before we had a 2-hour visit, and that's
you
my
said
last.
your goodbyes already. That's
exactly. We knew it was going to happen sooner or later and all this. We 2 hours sit there smoking cigarettes. And hell, we were supposed to go frog hunting on that day. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to go frog hunting, do the deal. But anyway, and then, of course, he didn't make it. And so they come in there, and, of course, Hutch, he's bawling. He got his head between his legs over there, and everybody's upset. And then they come in there, and they said, well, you got to speak at the funeral. I said, no. I said, motherfucker, I done told him that. I told y'all that. I said, we've had this conversation. He goes, that's what he wanted. I said, I don't give a fuck. I told that son bitch I'm not speaking at his funeral. I told him I would build him a box, put him in a wagon, and haul his ass to Montana, but I am not getting up there. And I said, besides that, and old Hutch is over there with his head between his legs, lost his bed bud, and I said, that's Hutch's job. And when I said that, fucking Hutch got up and his eyes got no, I can't, I ain't holding it right now. He said, hey, you're the AD, that's what's your job, you're pep talk guy. Said, no, I can't do it.
The guy that talked done a great job.
Yeah, which James saved our ass. Yeah,
he done wonderful
yeah, that's
job.
not his first time.
No, you could tell he was very comfortable, and he did a good job.
Yeah.
The gay joke broke the ice.
That was the best part.
Oh, that was the best. Yeah, goddamn right.
Soccer? Well, that's gay.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have played
We
soccer.
played every sport there was except for soccer because soccer is gay.
A couple of gay guys in there. I don't think they like it.
Oh, yeah. And like Scott Belcher, Paul Bear next to me, he's over there. That's how he kept his boys from playing soccer back in the day when they were younger. You know, our kids grew up together and all that. He said, how I keep them from playing soccer, he said, every time they get in trouble, I whoop their ass with a deflated soccer ball. He said, it worked. Yeah.
When he said gay, Bucky Nell told me, he said, I looked over at you and he said, I knew you was going to be laughing. I said, God was laughing my ass off.
I think everybody got it.
That was the best one. Coach Howarth, he kind of just shook his head.
Well, as bad as we go to, after the funerals are, we wait till everybody leave because, you know, we're going to throw dirt on him. And, you know, we're sitting there and old James, he goes, hang on to my belt. I said, what? He goes, hang on to my belt, God damn it. And he reaches down there, you know, he's an Army guy, everything got to be proved. So he reaches down there and them little boutonniere flyers on the casket, he got it down there in the hole. Well, they had blew off to where they wasn't up part of him. So I got a hold of his goddamn belts and I was holding his ass and he's down there. He puts all the flyers up and then puts the dirt and he got her just fucking perfect. And I pull his ass, he goes, no, you're get a hold of my ankles. So I get a hold of his ankles now. We're sitting over there and I finally, he gets up, pulled up and just about the time I let go, he damn near falls out in the middle. I said, boy, that would have been just fucking
Well, I tell you,
fall right through the middle of that goddamn casket. Yeah.
Mitch been laughing his ass off.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee he was laughing his ass off already.
Watching y'all.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
You know, when I talked to Hutch, I guess, on that Sunday. Mitch died on Sunday, right? Or Saturday? Saturday. Mitch, I talked to Wayne. I talked to you first, and then I talked to Wayne. And I told Wayne, I said, well, I told Wayne was really upset. And I got off the phone with him, and so Michelle goes, how's everybody doing? I said, Wayne's pretty upset. I said, she goes, how's Clay doing? I said, Clay's about like I handle stuff. Clay's pretty realistic about this. He was his best buddy. His best buddy had died a long time ago, really. He had a friend of his still that was there, but it was a vessel of what he was before. I said, Clay's probably about like I do. When one of my friends has, like Mitch, I was glad to see Mitch go. Not in a bad way, but Mitch was suffering. He was freaking miserable. He fought as hard to fight for 3 years as you could ever fight. He had no fight left in him, and then he died in such a bullshit way to die from. You know?
That was a perfect scenario for him.
Yeah.
Because
he's in a lot better
quick.
place.
Yeah.
Because he would have sat in bed and died for 3 months sitting wasting away like my dad did. That ain't living.
And of course, some people call me because I didn't cry at my mom's deal. I didn't cry with my sister dad. I'm hardened over the years. But and me and Mitch talk a lot. I said, for us, I look back on the way it used to be in the old days. You know, you're coming across the prairie in a wagon, your kid gets run over by the wagon, 2 years old or falls over, you get scalped and you just got to put them in a hole, but the wagon's got to keep rolling. Yeah. And that's what I tell everybody. The wagon's got to keep rolling. And me and Mitch both, we're not, the pageantry of death is not, we just soon, hey, y'all put us in a can and go. But it's like he told Kim and I told Kelly, when I'm dead, you do whatever the fuck you want. He said, I'm dead. And that's.
You got to keep living because you're still here.
Exactly. But that's like my kids lost their mother, and you can't say nothing about it, but everybody wants to continue to pop up these pictures and every year do that. That's the worst thing you can do because that's like a wound that scabs over and it's kind of healed. All right, let's scratch it, motherfucker, and let's let it bleed some more. Well, that's what you need to go. You don't ever forget, but like I say, the wagon's got to keep rolling.
You talk about wagon. When we was at the what's the ranch called, the rodeo in Stanford called? Texas Cowboy Union. We were there this year, and they had all the wagons there where they do the kickoff and stuff. You look in them, when you see them on a Western movie, you're thinking, oh, that's pretty lavish, right there across the deal. That was a long freaking ride in that little old bumpy ass dusty son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Whew. Even the best one ain't that fucking great.
No. Well, fuck, I remember the wagon that I used to drive, that goddamn brown Hornet Ford pickup of mine, with the 255 air conditioner, roll two windows down and drive 55.
That's right.
And live in that son of a bitch. And that was bad enough. I can only imagine them fucking wagons.
Oh, I'm telling you, it just... What terrible, dusty, and that was the best place to be. If you got to ride in the wagon, you thought you're living good, boy.
It's better than walking your fat ass. That's like yesterday, me and Kelly was watching a YouTube video of these couple. They went down to Mexico and they walked the Continental Divide all the way to Canada. And me
on
and
the
her
Continental? I haven't seen that one yet. I have to check that.
Continental
Where do they
Divide.
start in Mexico at?
Oh, fuck, I can't. It in New Mexico somewhere because they went up through western New Mexico, Silver City, up through that way. And then they come across. But, yeah, it's a long.
I've watched
3,000 miles. How long do you think it'd take you to?
6 months.
How long do you think?
It's either a whole long time or it's not very long.
The average human walks 20 miles an hour. Or no.
20 miles
1
an
mile. No.
They're putting them down now.
I fucked that up.
Probably about 2 miles an hour.
135 days.
How many months?
That's 4 months. 4 months. 4 months.
I watched one where a guy left at around San Diego, and he did the California one.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the name of that is along the Sierra Madres.
Uh-huh.
But I've never seen the Continental Divide one. The difference was the guy that was on the Sierra Madre, I think that's no, it wouldn't have been east. I don't know wherever they did the trail, the California Trail or the Oregon Trail,
Yeah.
wherever it was, all the way up, is they had to go through some desert area in California that was fucking miserable. The Continental Divide, if you do it during the warmer
Southwestern New Mexico is nothing but desert either.
so it wasn't high elevation then.
No, when you start, it wasn't.
Okay, okay. This guy's the same way too. Those first 2 or 3 weeks are miserable.
Yeah, you're
then
going-
once they get to plant, then you get into you're dealing with snow and rain and storms and shit and bears and all kinds of crap like that. But the desert part of it looks absolutely miserable.
Well, that's what they had to go through. And, it was, and even when you cut across, they call it the Red Desert in Wyoming, which I've coyote hunted over there. It's the most, like Rock Springs over towards that way. I mean, it's fucking just that until you get up there, and then they cut across. They got into Yellowstone, and then they went to then it becomes beautiful. But then you get into altitude, like that one place. They got up there on top of the mountains. It was like 14,000 feet. It'd be a cool deal. What animal do you think they saw the most of?
Elk.
Other than deer and elk and
You mean other animals that they seen the most of?
yeah, 12 fucking bears.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
they only saw 2 coyotes, and I said, well, I ain't going coyote hunting on that. Yeah.
They run across
But,
any snakes?
Huh?
Any snakes?
One rattlesnake. Yeah, they had all their stats on there and all the
But
shit.
12 bears. Any
Yeah.
grizzlies?
Yeah, 2 grizzlies. Yeah, and the rest of them were black bears. Yeah.
That
Figured
scared
they'd
me.
seen a lot of rattlesnakes.
You know what's crazy about the western U.S., like Montana and stuff? Absolutely is a beautiful state, but the western part of the United States has a lot of areas that's not real pretty.
Yeah.
Like Wyoming,
Oh, fuck yeah.
there is you can get Yellowstone, Tetons, and Yellowstone is some of the prettiest places in the whole world.
But the rest of that motherfucking state, is fucking, and the wind never quits blowing because we hunt. I've been trying to win that damn Wyoming or the national title and the state title of Wyoming. Last year I didn't get it. I hunted it the year before and the year before that, and we didn't do worth a damn. Me and 2 buddies, Shane Farella and Garrett Kesey. Well, then last year I couldn't go. Work got hung up here at the house. I couldn't go, and guaranteed them motherfuckers won it. And but the year before I got up there when they hunted it, Garrett and them won it. I think it was 26 below, but the wind fucking blows.
Who cares?
Like fucking
26 below.
we got out there last time I hunted. It snowed and they wound up shutting down I-80. It took me forever to get home and But their code is totally different than our code.
Have you hunted up there? When you've been hunting out west anywhere, have you called in a bear ever?
No,
Mountain lion?
I've called them mountain lions here,
But never up there on accident?
Never up there.
What would you do if a bear come in?
What do you mean?
What are you going to do? Because you're probably hunting when the season's not open on them anyways.
Well,
Shoot it away?
if he don't fuck with me, I ain't gonna fuck with him.
Are you scared of bears? Because bears worry me. Because I've never been around them much.
I ain't scared of nothing, but I
lot of
respect a
respect.
lot of shit. Yeah.
And that's something high on your respect list.
Yeah. Except for Bigfoot. I'm scared of that motherfucker. That's something big. Yeah.
You had an encounter.
Still hanging on to that.
Yeah.
Hutch still
there.
Hutch still says he didn't. He was asleep.
He's
Didn't know none
asleep.
of it.
He didn't hear it.
I think he's taking the Democratic way out.
He was not asleep. He's the one that asked me if how big is he? Hollered at me.
How big is he?
He was talking about the bobcat I had out of when I first got out there.
He says he was asleep.
I had a guy tell me, stop me at the casino one time, come up to me and he said, "Listen, I know you don't know who I am, but he said, listen to your podcast." He goes, "I'm gonna tell you something." He goes, "I seen that same Bigfoot over there by Cadane Corner that the Clay did."
Who did?
the guy, the sticks and shit. You heard.
Yeah, who told
this
you?
guy told me that at the casino one day. I don't know who he is. He said, "You don't know who I am," but he said, "I've been on that same place," and he goes, "I seen something the same place Clay did."
I'll bet you it was Jerry.
He would have told me he was the guy we talked about. Probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody over the years that just don't. There's people see shit they don't want nobody to know.
Y'all don't even understand how many people come out of the woodwork when I because like I say I know what I saw. I didn't see shit. I heard shit, but then everybody wants to share because they've been holding it. No, they don't want to tell anybody because
I think you're crazy.
People call me all the fucking time. You'd be amazed at how many.
The problem is
I don't want to see a Bigfoot for that reason. Because ain't nobody going to believe me. You tell somebody and you're a wackadoo in town.
Every person we've had that reached out to us, it's going to be a Bigfoot guy. We've had 2 or 3 on, but we've had a couple back out last minute.
Yeah.
But they all have the same story. There's not.
You need to get John Dickey.
One guy that we had on from Indiana, maybe is that where he was from? He had a great story, and I believe him. He has no reason to lie to me about that. He comes and talks about it. I believe him. The problem was the first guy we had. I was like, "Well, have you seen a Bigfoot?" "Well, I think I did once." I said, "You did?" "Yeah, I was passing over a bridge, and on a sandbar there was one." I said, "No shit. Did you go back and look at it?" "No, I guess I should have drove back to it." You're a Bigfoot chaser. Why the fuck would you not stop and go back?
Bigfoot.
You know, and so shit like that goes on. And then, I got a buddy of mine that's they come to his house every day and he's green apples out of his tree. You ever thought about filming them? "Oh, I never thought about that before." Okay, listen, you're a Bigfoot
They're telling
chaser.
you every day at 5 o'clock they come eat green apples out of these trees, and you want to see a Bigfoot real fucking bad, but you hadn't made the trip over.
And they speak in Japanese.
Yeah, but so that's the problem.
That sheriff over there in East Texas, when he saw when he was on the side of this ridge, of course, piney wood, and he had apples and shit down there at the bottom of the deal. He's hunting deer, and he fell asleep. He said he's sitting there, and all of a sudden he heard something sound like somebody speaking in Japanese. And he looks down there, and his mama Bigfoot scolding the shit out of this little baby Bigfoot that had went up there and got them apples. And he's like, "Oh my God, this sheriff of this county." And he looks down there because they're straight down it. And he's trying to get a better look, and he snaps a twig. When he snaps that twig, both of them looked up at her. He said, "It scared me so bad, all I could do was grab my pants leg because they both run right to him."
Oh, shit.
And he said, "I got a fucking rifle. I've been in shootouts. I've done everything. All I could do was put my head down and pray." And that son of a bitch run right by me, all the way up that hill. And we're talking about a steep-ass hill. He said, that son of a bitch run up me like it was nothing. And went over the top of the hill, both of them. He said, didn't think none of. He said, it was an hour before I could unlock and move. And he said, and his son-in-law was on the other side. And said, as soon as he come over there to get with him, he knew he'd seen that motherfucker too because he was white as a goddamn sheep.
What? Okay, I'm going to ask Andy this. Andy?
Yeah.
You're hunting by yourself in the woods, turkey hunting.
Yep.
And you got one comes up to you. And you think it's running at you and you shoot it. As soon as you shoot and kill that thing, are you scared to death more of them are going to come out of the woods and get you?
Of course.
Yeah, that's the thing.
First of all, I don't know if you can bring a Bigfoot down with fucking birdshot.
Well, so, I don't know. If you shoot him from point blank, I don't know.
If you go on that Texas Bigfoot research, one guy shot one 6 times and then put him down with a pistol.
So see there, I don't think three bird shots going to do anything.
There was a sighting in Burke Burnett, between Burke Burnett and Wichita Falls. A bunch of kids were having a party. And the cops, there's actually
Riley Road.
Yeah, and there's the
2002.
Cops. Yep, and the cops make a report on it and stuff. Yeah. You can't get that many people to confirm.
5 kids.
And they all saw the same thing.
Yep.
Well, 2 of them went to buy beer. And the 3 were sitting there out there fucking with, and the one had a Bowie knife, and he's throwing it inside this barn, and he's throwing that knife, and all of a sudden they heard this scream, and he thought one of them other 2 boys that showed up was scaring him. "Oh, get him!" He grabs the knife, and he took it, and he runs to them because left on the west side of that place is just solid brush, and it's Fred Wires, and it said all of a sudden. They found him. Here come that Bigfoot. Chased him all the way back the highway to Riley Road, grabbed the one kid, throwed him over the barbed wire fence into the road. He had wounds. Yeah. And
they had a police report on this.
And then the deputy that showed up there, he said, I've heard that scream a bunch because he parks over there because Fred Dwyer's got his anhydrous tanks across the road, and they would stake it out, watching for them crackheads trying to steal in. I can go all day on the damn story.
I got
5 cowboys up there in Canadian had the one. They were trying to move the yearlings across the river and couldn't, and they moved them cattle 1,000 times. They wouldn't move across, so finally they smoked their horses. They went down there, and the motherfuckers on his all fours getting a drink, and then stood up. They probably eye. Yeah,
I got a good friend of mine that was on a float trip in the mountains fishing, and said the guide was, rowing the boat, and they were fishing. And he said the most god earthly stench you've ever smelt in your entire life. He said, Jeff, I'm telling you, I figured somebody got killed right there on the bank. He said, I'm expecting a dead bear, a dead moose, or just a rotten carcass right there. And he said the guide, like their backs to the river bank. And he said the guide's eyes get fucking big, just like this. And he said, I can tell he's looking at something. I turn around and look, and there's this fucking Bigfoot about 4 foot away looking at him. He said, I'm assuming it's a Bigfoot. He said, I've been bear hunting my whole life, and I know what a bear looks like. And he said, kind of went back in the brush, and he said, we got our shit and got the fuck out of there. That was the end of that deal.
What's cool, there's a book, I read it when I was a teenager, is the testimonies of Japanese soldiers during World War II over there, where which they call it the Yeti.
Yep.
And the son of a bitch was eating them, snatching them, goddamn, found a cave where a bunch of these goddamn Japanese soldiers had been eating. And big goddamn steps and deal.
It's just crazy that in today's modern age with drones. and cameras, nobody every video you get is some grainy sumbitch other than the video from 1969.
Yeah.
It's the best
But
video.
even that's.
But it's the best video out there still.
But even everybody.
But hell,
there
they
is
found a
skeptical.
whole colony of 250,000 apes that they never knew existed too.
Mm-hmm.
What about Tim Welt's video? What is that?
Don't know.
I mean,
That's another one. And then that other guy, the Survivor Man, he told his story the other day.
Oh,
Yeah,
he saw one too?
But nowadays you can see where guys would make shit up, to gain social status and all that. But you can go back since the recording of time.
Yeah.
Like the guys in Alaska, there was these 5 trappers that was up there, and they were under siege from a whole bunch of these zombies.
Yeah, they were building roads in Canada during
Yeah.
the oil pipeline stuff, a lot of them. I'll tell you what I wanted to do, and I had the perfect person to do it. Big Chuck, back in his big days, put an ape suit on his ass, and I was going to have him run across the Highway 6, where you get about a miles deal each way, and have a place for him to crawl up and hide. And he could have run across the road in that fucking monkey suit or that
I
Bigfoot
got
suit.
one, and I was going to do it, but I thought, somebody gonna fucking
Well,
shoot my ass.
you had to be far enough away.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I told Coach, I said, man, we could do this. And I said, I promise you, within about 3 weeks, that's all you'll hear about out here.
We'll sell T-shirts.
Somebody saw
Create
big,
a whole
we saw,
industry
we
out
saw
here.
Bigfoot
I'm
up on
pretty
the
sure
Brazos
he
River.
may come from a descendant of a Sasquatch. He may do it. Don't get him on Ancestry.com, but come back. Sasquatch, Junior
But
Sasquatch.
you look at him, you ever, if you see that video, that I can't remember the video's name in California, the famous video, but that bitch walks just like Coach Steele.
Not the It's not the Zapruder film is JFK.
I can't think of the guy's name.
Patterson.
Patterson. The Patterson film.
Giglin Patterson, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
But anyways, Coach Steele looks
Yeah,
just walks just like that.
that was in like the 60s.
Yeah,
early
1969.
60s. Yeah,
I think
and, all
69.
right, and they've been trying to duplicate that deal. They didn't have those kind of. You can go back to Hollywood and
Right.
watch a movie in 1969. Well, the legend of Boggy.
Yeah.
Their costumes were not very good back then. Yeah.
It's an interesting time, but
That would be my only reservation is to shooting a Bigfoot is that somebody's playing a prank on me, and I would feel like a real
Why, a
horse's
lot
ass.
of witnesses says that's why they don't shoot, because it's a human. They because it's, you look at it, you
Yeah.
don't know if it's a wild person that's in the woods.
Right.
you imagine those shooting one. Let's say you're in the middle of Wyoming at an elk
You almost
camp.
got to have it attack you like a grizzly bear or
Yeah.
something, just to feel good about yourself.
But you're in Wyoming and you're elk hunting by yourself, and you got a rifle, and this sucker comes down the deal at you, and you got to make that decision: am I going to shoot this thing and become famous, or am I going to let it go and everybody's going to think I'm crazy? No, I want to be famous. I'm going to shoot that thing, and then you shoot it, and as soon as you shoot it and kill that son of a bitch, then you're like, oh shit. How many more of them are out here that are going to attack my ass? Because you'd be scared to freaking death.
Well, that's like the Turtle Man. Y'all heard his testimony?
Not about Bigfoot.
Yeah, he was deer hunting, and he had the apples and all that shit out there. So he's sitting there, sitting him up there, and in my little old stand. All of a sudden, I hear this over here. Hell, what the hell was that? Tree knock, you know. Then over here. And then over here. And he's surrounded by these tree knocks. And then all of a sudden, this deer comes in there. And that deer goes to go get one of them apples. And out of nowhere comes this fucking rock. He picked up a rock, and he's about this big. He said, that rock come flying out of nowhere. It missed the deer, and it kind of spooked the deer, and kind of spooked. Well, then it didn't miss with the second one.
Oh, shit.
And it hit that deer, and the deer went flopping. And all I could think of was, somebody's fixing to come get that fucking deer. And there's at least 5 or 6 of them out there. So he said, I shagged ass.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to stick around and see what it was?
I goddamn sure wouldn't. Hell, we didn't. We proved that. We proved that. We got the fuck out of Dodge. Hell yeah.
What would you have done if one would come out? Would you have shot it?
Hell, I don't know. Like I say, it depends on what it looks like. You know, if some bitch standing there looks like a goddamn big old giant man, I doubt I would. But if some bitch had fangs and come at me, that motherfucker gonna die. Or
if you shot,
Mitch is gonna die because I'm gonna throw him under the bus because I can outrun him.
If you you take a situation like that, and if someone shoots somebody dressed up in a Bigfoot, I don't feel sorry for them.
No, there's nothing you can do.
You brung that shit on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think? If that happened tonight,
if
that happened tonight, and some guy's on their deer lease somewhere, and some fucker comes running up out of the wood in a damn Bigfoot trying to scare him, and someone shoots him.
Yeah, but I don't think you're worried about what the law is going to do to you. You're going to have to carry that for the rest of your days. That you,
I'm not
somebody.
saying that.
I mean, I think your morals is going to fuck with you more than worried about going to jail forever.
The morals, that guy didn't do nothing wrong. He thought somebody. I mean,
I understand. Jeff. I just know how people are, and like you're going to shoot somebody, right or wrong, and you're going to be like, God, don't mind. It's just this.
Yeah, you're going to feel. You're going to feel bad, but you're going to think, dumb little fucker. Okay. Okay. Not you as the shooter, but you as the spectator or somebody else that you don't even know. You just read about it. You're going to think, well, the little dumb fucker had it coming.
That's exactly what I think. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Have you ever heard that story about the, I think there's like 10 or 12 of them over in Russia. And they had they were camping, and it's like Siberia. You know, it is a wild ass story, and it killed everybody.
I think I have heard about this.
Yes, they don't know what happened.
They don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Claws are on the inside of their tent, right?
Yeah.
Did you know
some of them run off naked in the woods, and they
what were they doing in that tent in the first place?
Yeah.
They think it's aliens, maybe too. They don't know.
I had seen one thing that people say whenever you get hypothermia, when you're about to die from hypothermia, you get really, really hot, and you feel like you're fucking on fire. So they think that the people that were naked had so bad hypothermia.
Ate each other?
Well, not just that, just like why they don't have clothes, like they just fucking
and
get
break
really, really
each other's
hot.
bones. Yeah, because they were broke up. I was trying to think of the name of that. I know it was in Russia, and I'm pretty sure it was in Siberia.
Russia. But I'll Google it here.
It's wild as shit now.
They were like not mountain biking, but they were like mountain climbing, weren't they?
Something
like co-ed type thing.
Yeah. It had, so I think there was like 10 or 12 of them. But,
yeah, and they found the bodies everywhere.
But you know, like I say, I read a stat. You know, there's like 1,200 people have come up missing in the national forest in the last 10 years.
The serial killer.
Yeah.
The Dyatlov Pass.
Yes, that's it.
Yep. That's a serial killer. It's the best place in the world because you blend in if you're a loner.
Well, you get out there and Bigfoot wants to give him a little piece of ass.
You get yours.
There's some wild story. You ever watch that deal called 411 Missing?
Mm-mm.
It's wild as shit. Like one deal, they had a church retreat, and this is in Wyoming. They had a church retreat, and they had everybody. Well, the dad couldn't go, so he let his little boy go with his brother and sister, and he's like 3 years old. And the church family, and they all go there, and they're hiking along this creek, which creek is not very big, and they're going across. Well, that little kid's running up ahead of them, like 10, 12 feet, not very far. Well, he runs around the corner, in like 10 seconds, that kid's gone. There's nowhere he can go.
The mountain got him.
The mountain, the cliff is right here, and there's nothing. And there's 20 people right there with him, and he goes right there, and he's gone. and they can't fall into the creek. The creek's, it's a running creek, but it ain't like it's not deep enough. He would have caught him right there. And they looked and they looked and they looked, and everybody looked, for months on end. People looked. Not a sign. The kid just vanished. And then 2 years later, this guy, these two hunters come they find this kid's clothes on this rock at the very top of this cliff, right? Well, there's no way the kid climbed up top of this cliff. The hunter said, hell, we couldn't come. We just happened to be up top. And that baby's clothes and shoes, and I had pictures on that show. They're sitting there. You would think there'd be decay, just like he just took them off, laying up on top of that deal. And then they find a skull, I think bone fracture, that deal right up on top of it. But no bite marks in the clothes, no, none of that, like this.
There's a old fable that the mountains will get you. Well, and there's a lot of stories like what you're talking about, people on the trip, and so you don't want to be first and you don't want to be last.
Well, the mountain may have a last name Sasquatch.
Well, but they say that that this has happened before. I've read many stories like that. I'll tell you an old Russian story. I had a guy hunting with me years ago, and he was a doctor. Really interesting story. But he goes over to shoot a brown bear in Kamchatka, and they fly from Dallas to New York and New York to Moscow. And they get to Moscow and they go from Moscow to Kamchatka or somewhere. And he said when they get to Kamchatka, he said on the flight to Kamchatka, which is right north of Japan, and they may have went from Seattle, I don't know, but anyways, they get to Russia. But the last leg of their flight, they fly to like a small airport, like you land at DFW, then you fly to Abilene or Wichita. They flew on a plane, and he said, this guy I knew real well. He's a really good dude. We stood up and held a bus like holding a pole on this plane, like you would stand on a bus and hold a deal. You didn't see it. It said. Some of the people sat. Some of them hold the poles. He said they just got people crammed in there. They come over. The waitress comes over and says, "Would you like water? You can either get free water or you can buy bottled water." And this was back before bottled water was like it is now. And he goes, "Well, what's the difference? Free water, they passed around a milk jug that had a string tied to it and a little tin can on it, or a tin cup, and you would pour out of it and pour it in your deal, and you drink it and you'd pass it to the next guy, and that's how they would do it. Or if you was a rich guy, you bought you a bottled water." He said when they landed in Russia at the last airport, he said they take the people that are going bear hunting. He said, there's like 4 of us. They stick us on the other end of this airport. Nobody speaks English at all. He said this big door opens up like a garage door, and this back dump truck, you can hear it beep, 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 comes backing in there. He says it just opens up, and all of our fucking luggage and shit, they just pushes it right there, it just falls down. So he said, I got this rifle, got to sight it in and shit before we come here, and they're bouncing it around. And he said, one guy comes up in broken English. He said, come on, go with me. And they go get on a helicopter. It's an old Sikorsky helicopter. He said more fucking bullet holes in it. Looked like it had been served in Afghanistan. There was bullet holes. He said they took cans, like aluminum cans, and would stick in the holes to kind of and solder them on there to try to keep it where it's airtight a little bit better. And he said, I watch over when we get in there, and there's a guy smoking a cigarette, pumping this Jet A into this old helicopter, just fumes going, him smoking a cigarette. And he said, they fly us into the woods in Alaska, or in Russia. He said, I'm talking dark. He said, I thought I'd seen dark before, but he said, the Russian Siberian dark is a completely different dark. There's no lights anywhere. And they landed at a little camp, and they get to the first camp right at first light in the morning. And he said, my guide is a Russian guy named Igor. And Igor no speak no English. And he said, I don't speak any Russian at all. And he said, Igor starts going through all of my stuff. And he says, I got some boots. I'm going to put some rubber boots on and stuff. And he says, I go to put them on. And Igor's like, no. And he grabs them and throws them away and points. And he said, I got on just some hiking boots or some shit. And he said, I show him my rifle. And this guy had an over-under rifle of some sort that he had custom made for this trip to shoot this big bear with. And he said, this guy blows up, Jeff. He said, now he spent $30,000. This is in the early 90s for this bear hunt. And he said, this guy has got a Walmart rubber raft that you buy for $25 and you blow up and you go down the Red River in the son of a bitch. That's what they're using for a boat. And he said, they keep getting this thing. He said, my ass is hitting every freaking rock on the deal. They pull up and they walk over a bank and they go back 2 or 3, 4 miles in there. And he said, we get in there 4 miles and we come up over a deal. And he goes, it was in the afternoon when they got there. He said, it's almost getting dark. And he says, we come up over the hill. And he said, there's a bear there. And this guy looks at me and he's like, making these facial deals, like trying to be a bear and showing him where the bear is. And he's pointing down. It's like, points one and does this stuff. So he said, I reach up over there. And he said, I got a double barrel deal. And he said, it's almost dark. He said, I see it. And so he said, I shoot. Boom. He said, when I shoot, you get that muzzle flash. It's right at dark and then I can't see nothing. And he said, the bear flops into the water. He said, all of a sudden this guy starts screaming and all this Russian shit. And he has an SKS and he unloads this SKS. Pow, 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 pow. And he's grabbing my gun. He's like, fuck, I ain't letting him have my gun. I got one bullet and I don't know what the hell we're doing here, but I'm scared to death at this point. He said, I don't know what's going on. So finally, we fight over this deal. And this guy grabs my rifle and he reaches up and boom, and he shoots again and shit. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm trying to load it up. And he said, I watch this Russian dude and he starts taking his clothes off. He's like, I don't know what I've paid for here, but this is not. And this guy strips down to naked and dives into this river. And he comes pulling up this bear. And he goes, no. And he said, I'm pointing to where my bear went. And he said, finally communicate that we'd killed 2 bears. One by accident and one, I killed mine and then he didn't see it. There was 2 bears there. So this guy pulls this bear out and this guy starts messing with him and then he starts talking. It's dark by this time. And he said, the guy builds him a fire by a tree. Builds him a fire. He sits me down next to it. I sits there by the fire and he said, all of a sudden I look around and my gun's gone. This Russian guy left him in bear country with a fire and no weapon. And he said, I sat there and he said, I hear every freaking noise in the world. He said, I'm trying to keep that fire big as possible. Maybe that'll help keep these bears away. He said, I can hear stuff in the brush. I can hear bears growling and shit. He said, I'm scared. He said, hour becomes 2 hours, becomes 3 hours, becomes 4 hours. He said, about hour 4, I'm going to kill this fucking Russian if I ever see him again. He said, I'm telling you, I'm going to kill him. Hour 5 gets here and he hears a noise, a distant motor, and stuff tearing up shit. And he said, all of a sudden I can see lights about a half mile away, and then he disappeared, and I'd see him going up and down hills. This Russian walked back to camp, got a bulldozer, and he comes back and picks this guy up. And he says he's drunken skunk, drinking vodka and stuff. And he got his trophy bear and loaded up and took him back to camp. He said, I got back to the airport before I ever ran into anybody else that spoke English other than my buddy. He said, scared as somebody. He said, I'm telling you right now, I was scared to death. I am in the middle of Kamchatka. Don't know where I'm at. But if I die here and a bear eats me, nobody will ever know whatever happened to me.
Yeah.
Don't hunt in Russia. That's what I got out of that.
You said you had a story earlier you were going to tell us.
No, he's talking that going back. We was talking earlier about if I wind up getting a brain cancer, I got a list of people to kill about that long. Where I was telling people at RT's, table of knowledge the other morning, and we was all talking. I said, yeah, I guarantee you, motherfucker, if I wind up getting a goddamn brain cancer or something like that, I said, everybody better be nervous because I got a list of people to kill about like that. Well, there's this guy, he comes in there occasionally, don't know nobody know his name. I've been trying to figure his name, but usually every time he comes in there, he says something a little quirky and funny. And he's an older guy. He's sitting over there and he said, well, I'll tell you what, if I ever get to terminal cancer, the first thing I'm going to do is suck a dick. And if I like it, I'm going to be a mad motherfucker. I spit coffee all the way across that fucking deal. Yeah, I'm going to suck a dick. If I like it, I'm going to be a mad motherfucker.
Tell the story about the 2 old men playing dominoes, about the sex and the eating. That's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, they're sitting there like all them. We used to go to the feed store and play dominoes all the time. Had all them old men, there's 10 or 12 of us there. And then you got me. They're like my village elders, and I go in there and they beat up on me playing dominoes. But anyway, they got old Lawrence Barron, which Lawrence, hell, I think he just died right before he turned 100. And but he's an old man. He's got old Barron brothers. Got an old stern look on his face, and he's always serious, playing that dang domino. Anyway, old Jay, this other guy over there, we was talking about fucking, they were. And he said, wow, hell, at my goddamn age, I'd rather have a good shit as opposed to a good piece of pussy. Lawrence Hills, well, either I don't know how to shit or you don't know how to fuck. Oh, Claude Morrison fell over. Everybody fell out of their chairs on that one. Yeah, he goes, Domino. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to shit or you don't know how to fuck. Yeah. But,
What kind of dominoes they playing?
just
42,
regular.
I bet.
Yeah, they'll play 40. They play them all, but when I'm playing, it's just regular dominoes. Hell, they know what I got before I ever know.
Ain't it funny when you watch them old men play 42? They
play
look at
it
them.
4-2, goddammit. Just play the motherfucker.
Yeah. You're like, how the fuck do you know what I got?
We play 42 with my in-laws a lot, and it's just a lot of fucking math and a lot of quick math. And
I've
like,
never played 42, so I don't even know how to play it. But I've watched.
It's like spades, kind of.
But I've watched guys play it, and they take them, and they go,
No.
okay, and then they all throw down their dominoes.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
You played that. You played that. All right, we're
Well,
done.
it's like them German boys over there at Winthorpe. They play a game called Sheephead.
I never heard it.
That never heard of it. And I thought, man, I'm going to learn how to play Sheephead. So I Googled it up on there. That is one fucked up game. I ain't. That's over my head.
Is it dominoes or cards?
Cards, I think.
Cards? I've never sheep's head. I've never heard of it.
Sheephead, yeah. Yeah, you can look it up. A game of Sheephead. And I'm like, yeah, and they play it every Tuesday, I think. Well, I guess today they'll be playing goddamn Sheephead. And they play for money, and they'll get mad. And, yeah, my old buddy Raymond Oshman, he comes over there. But, yeah.
Is Archer City changing now? Like, is it a growing community or a dying community?
No, dying.
See, that's the same. Is Winthorpe's dying too?
Well, I mean, really, Archer has basically stayed the same. But compared to when I moved over there in 89, 88, 89, 88, I think it had like, over 2,000 people. And I think it's at 1,800 or something right now. But
That's not terrible.
yeah, no, it's like I say, it's just about.
It's a bedroom community for Wichita Falls.
That's
that
all it
helps.
is, but there ain't no bedrooms. That's the deal.
No housing?
No housing. I guarantee if a man wanted to make money right now and you went into, well, one guy finally did do it. He built a duplex, but it's four duplexes right there. 4 units. I mean, he had them some bitches rented out 2,000 months fast as they can get them. Somebody went in there into Archer City and built a apartment complex. Was like David Moss and Keith Meadows over at Holiday. They done the deal. They started out with one. That worked out so good. They've got it, $1,500 a month for 10 units, and then next thing you know, they bought the other one, and But
My question, you said this before,
You're gonna throw me and Mom under the bus here, aren't you?
Well, you said y'all are the problem. You and Jeff having these big houses, and it's just 2 of you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wonder when the last time a new house was built, more than one house in Knox City. Because I can think of one, work with Jesse. But aside from that, when was like the last new house that was built in Knox City?
In Knox City proper, I have no idea because most of them are built in the country.
Right.
And I mean, we're not talking close to Knox City. We're talking 10 out in the ranch country. Just like between Winthorpe, it's Millionaires Row between Winthorpe and Archer City, them big fucking houses they got.
because they finally started, some of them farmers, them dairies are going out of it. Matter of fact, they're built, Winthorpe's supposed to, over there on the east side, a guy sold them a bunch of land, farmland, that they're subdividing, going to make houses. So Winthorpe is going to be on the right. Because everybody wants to move to Winthorpe. They got the good football, they got the sport program, and it's close enough to Wichita, you can drive back and forth, 20 minutes.
Winthorpe, the other day, I came back from Bowie to Winthorpe, cut through that road. I don't remember the road. And it was right at Buffalo Springs, and it's at Vashti after that.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's built a big RV park right there on the road. So I'm assuming there's must be fixing to build a data center over there, or they're building a solar plant. Right in the bend, when you come between Buffalo Springs and Vashti, there's a bend there, and they've got an RV deal for like 20 RVs now.
Well, I'm sure they do. They are everywhere in our country.
So where are they building the data center at Archer City? They're based on Wednesday. Is it North Archer City?
It's in between Archer, where Lakeside is.
Yes.
It's about halfway between Archer and Lakeside. There's a road that cuts. It's kind of halfway between Lakeside and Holiday, to tell you the truth. It is. Yeah, it is.
So it's off 1954?
Yeah, right off that. There's
Where
road,
the old
three-way road comes.
Is that where the electric deal is? Where the
right behind it.
Okay, I know exactly where.
Yeah,
it's
that
at.
big power station. Yeah.
So who's gonna get
what's
off-
bad is they just built all them fucking brand new homes along 1954. I seen 7 of them are up for sale now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, I sat at Chicken Express at Haskell today. I got lunch for us, and I sat there, and I was in a line today, and while I was in 5 minutes waiting for our stuff to get here, it was.
Have you been
vehicles.
on the road between Haskell and Throckmorton lately?
No, but I know it's terrible.
Can't drive it.
They have stoplight. Yeah, and I bet you in January, I hunted on them Haskell farms. Wasn't nothing out there.
Really?
You know, and we were so excited, and, you know, all that, where the pens are, because I used to help them ship all the yearlings. Where them pens are is a parking lot.
Really?
And there's probably 500 people out there. They put
shit.
up 500 cars.
Wow.
Yeah, and since January, I bet you they put up, I can't count how many windmills on that 12,000 acres. Immediately, like over, and this was back in June when I went there for the first time. I went, what the fuck? I mean, in 4 months, this son of a bitch, they've got goddamn cranes going. I guarantee you, but they got 40 windmills out there now.
I took Michelle's.
Not a KF1, taking all the fences out, and then I thought, well, I'll go to Paint Creek, cut across there.
Shit, that's worse.
Oh my God, yeah,
That's where the 4,000 man camp is, isn't it?
I don't know, but it's bad cutting from Throckmorton, and if
and
you
that's
cut
just
to go to
windmills.
Monday,
That's not even data centers.
No.
That's just windmills.
Yeah. At Paint Creek, they're building the big data center.
Yeah.
I was in Abilene 3
that's why
days
Kelly
ago.
said she didn't go back to Paint Creek.
Yeah, you can't drive that
that
road.
road.
It take you. Well, that's what Hutch told me. It took her like 45 minutes to go there.
The other day I was in Abilene, and when you come back, if you're at Abilene on the south side, you come to the north side. When you get on that bridge right there, and you look how big that data center is, that's 1,000 freaking acres of buildings that they're building.
Yeah, can you imagine the 5,800 acre one at Amarillo?
No, I think the one at Abilene is almost 3,000 acres. But that one in Amarillo is twice as big.
Yeah, that one in Abilene's the biggest.
I think the one they're building in Haskell.
Have you ever been up towards there? I come
No.
back across, I had to come from Wyoming, and at Claude, you know, which is on the
Right.
east side, and we come in from Borger, because I knew damn good well I wasn't going through Amarillo. So I come around the back side of that summit. Every fucking road is like Dallas-Fort Worth with them fucking semis. And we get behind them semis. Well, then they got to cross that red light at Claude forever. And then all of a sudden, here comes this low boy, and he gets stuck out in the middle of that summit. Right, closes 287 off.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, about 20 minutes and 20 minutes back traffic up a long way.
If they build that one north of Wichita Falls or south of Wichita, north of Archer City,
Yeah.
then if you think rent's bad now in Archer City for people
Yeah.
to find places to live and
Yeah, it's
holiday,
common sense.
yeah, it's the same way. We've got a family meeting. We've got a town meeting here Thursday night over a tax abatement. Did you know that?
You were talking about it yesterday, but
Yes.
I haven't heard it.
It's on the community. Yeah, it's the community
Yeah,
center
we
here to
shut
talk
ours
about it.
down. They didn't give it to them.
Oh, I don't know that they're doing it, and I don't know what they're going to do anyways. I mean, we
you
don't have a
going to
say
it?
in it. I'm going to go listen to it.
You
Yeah.
can speak for me.
What do you want me to tell them?
Just whatever.
Well, I mean,
you
whatever.
come up
Well,
with.
he's all for it.
No.
Well,
no.
wait a minute.
You misconstrue me all the time. I'm on the fence on the
Your
deal.
wife told me you was all
That's
for
because
it.
Michelle and me have the same argument all the time. I tell Michelle all the time. I say, okay.
There's a good point.
And then she tells me something else. I say, okay. That's not arguing. I say, okay. And that's okay. I believe you. I'm not for them, and I'm not against them. I want to know what.
That's a coy way of saying I don't want to piss anybody off. But I'm all for it.
I've not made a dime off of it, so I don't matter if I piss people off all the time.
You will if it gets here, though.
Well, I don't know if I will or not. But here's the thing: I don't know long term what it's about.
Exactly.
I want to know. I talked to a rancher today out here, a big rancher, a friend of mine today. We talked about this morning, and he asked me, he goes, Jeff, what do you think they're about? I said, I really don't know. And I said, that's the problem. We don't know. I said, everybody says, well, it's because you're making TikTok videos and you're using AI for this and that.
I think some of it's the flock cameras that we're seeing now. And
Well, none of that makes a damn. You got to look at the big picture of this deal. Every place that they're putting in fucking places is farmland. Every fucking place they're putting. Before this AI shit, we were losing 78 ranches a day. 78 ranches a day.
Well, define
Our
ranches.
cow count is the lowest
Bingo.
since 1952.
Yep.
All right. In 1952, the population of America was nowhere near it is right now.
200 million.
So we've got 200 million more people to feed,
Yes.
but we've got that many. And you wonder why your goddamn hamburger costs so much, because we don't have them. We don't have the cows to replace them, because we're losing 78 ranches a day. We lost 148,000 ranches in the last 5 years, I think it is. And now you're times that by 2, because now all these places, like that 2,500 acres that they're building up there, where in Wichita, that's James Mitchell. You big cattle country. That 12,000 acres out there on Haskell Farms, that used to be covered with yearlings. They won't have them no more.
But who's selling the land?
Huh?
Who's selling the land? This is my argument on the deal. Everything you said is 100% the gospel. You're right. 100% what you said is right. I'm not denying anything you're saying, because you're right. But the difference
If
is
somebody
private
offers you
individuals.
$33,000 an acre, you're going to sell it.
Of course you would.
Okay, yeah, but all right, and you're not going, just like you're fixing to say. You can't blame that guy for selling that. Yes, I can blame that guy, because he's throwing America under the fucking bus. He goes, that guy's going to take his money, and you've got to do something about it, because we're going to be in a fucking famine. We're going to be. Y'all don't understand the problem, and we're already fucking with the drought out west. They're killing them cows again now. So we don't have
Out west, it's basically from Kansas City to the Pacific Ocean.
Yes, I know.
I'm agreeing with you. Everything you said. I don't have an argument on that. What I say is I'm on the fence is mine's completely from being a mayor in a small town for 10 years.
Yeah.
Because we have no jobs out here, no opportunities. So maybe, but I can't get an answer. I want someone from a data center. Oh, we're gonna have 150 people working here, because I've heard they're gonna have 1,000 full-time jobs, and I've heard 7 full-time jobs. I would like to know. So tell me what we're selling our future for.
Just go out there to Midland, Odessa, and out that way, and see how it is out there. See, they prayed for all these jobs and all this business and all that. Now they're praying for them some bitches to get the hell out of that, because they ain't nothing but drugs, alcohol, car crashes. They got people dying.
Oh, their town's not the same.
It's just running.
My uncle is was a CEO of a fracking company. He's retired now. He did some consulting work in Midland. He came here the other day, and he told me, he said he hadn't been to Midland in 10 years since he retired, and they sold that company. But when he did work there, it was 10 years ago, and he went back, he told me, he said, I can't believe how big Midland was. He said, I thought it was booming 10 years ago compared to now. Now, the other day I made a post, and this is what you're calling me out on. And I said on that post, I said, where would these people be working if it wasn't for data centers? Because there's a shitload of jobs out here. We talk about all them
There's
trucks.
no job.
Right. But where would they be if they weren't building data centers right now? Honestly, in reality, all them jobs in
They're
Amarillo.
working on ranches. They're working on other stuff. Like I say, I've got buddies that are leaving the ranch industry, going to work at Abilene, America, because they're making $7,500 a month driving a goddamn truck. And
what would they? But they would be making $3,500 a month somewhere else. So all I'm saying is I understand that these jobs are taking jobs from other places, but the guys are going to opportunity, and people go with opportunity, and it's a young man's game. I'll be honest with you. I wish we could go back 15 years when there was.
Selling your soul to the devil.
I wish we could go back 15 years when the way it was before, because I'm old and I like the way things used to be. I don't like the way things are. I go to Haskell, America right now, and
I can give two shits about any of that. It ain't what I'm like. I'm talking about future. I'm talking about the future of America. Because I know where it's going, and it's setting us up for a bad way.
There's gonna be a lot of hungry people.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you're agree. And see, that's the thing with me and Michelle. We have these same deals.
Yeah,
and I say, okay, well, okay means you're right. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm trying to look.
Plus,
at the big
I don't
picture.
want my grandkids getting goddamn abducted and raped and drugs on and all that. And I know what comes with it. You're working your ass off over there driving a truck 24 hours a goddamn day, demanding man, and you got to take some crack cocaine to stay awake. Yeah, or party. I got all this money. Let's party. Let's party.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that. Now, we don't have a lot of people in Knox City. right
Yeah.
now. We do. It hasn't hit Knox City.
Archer City doesn't either.
Right, but it's going to come when they start building that one in Archer and Wichita, it's going to happen
it already has.
because they can't find nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
If they start doing this one at Monday, then we'll start seeing some stuff in Knox City. But Haskell has progressively changed in Stanford. Is that fair, Andy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy how busy they are right now, and the people that are really happy are the people that are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Nobody I know is happy that's not making a lot of money. I'm one of the few people that's kind of in the middle on the thing, and I'm hoping that this is all done in 3 years, and that we've got 100 new families in our area that are living in schools and stuff.
Nowhere.
I have a feeling you're right. I have a feeling you're right.
Worse and worse and worse.
But that's the thing is, like I was just saying earlier, is what I was setting up. When was the last time a new house got built in Knox City? And now you're going to say 100 families. Where are you going to put them?
Oh,
we're already in a housing shortage.
You're going to have a 3,500 man camp. And in man camps, you got 3,500 man camp. They get pretty fucking bored.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about families when this is all done.
Yeah,
they won't be in a man
about
camp.
What's going to happen to family when it's all said and done.
No. I know, but I'm talking about when they bring the engineers in here and they bring these people to work it and stuff. Those people are going to want to buy a house or build a house somewhere. But you're right; they haven't built any new houses. I know in Haskell they're fixing to build 20 brand new homes, $500,000 homes, really? on the north side of town. Yeah, guys designated an area that they can only build new homes at. That's the kind of way, if you get someone to invest, you're going to have some people come into. It's going to have to be the same way in Knox City. That Snob Hill right north or south of you, they didn't build them houses till the 70s.
That's what I'm saying.
But somebody went in and built 10 houses. And so it's going to take something like that, something progressive. And, I don't know. What's bad is this whole thing has killed the vibe of a small town where you know everybody. Because we're all three used to living somewhere. If I run into Dollar General at 9:30 at night, I'm going to know 95% of the people in there. If I go to the grocery store, if I go to church, it doesn't matter where we go, we know people. Wichita Falls used to be that way. It's a big town, but it was a big small town. Today, I can still go to Wichita Falls and usually bump into somebody I know. You go there all the time. Yeah. You know people everywhere you go. But now, when I go to Haskell and I go to that grocery store, I don't know if I see two people I know other than people that work that have been there forever. It's really unusual because it's all strangers because they're new people here. And I don't blame them. The guys are trying to make a living and doing the best they can. But someone was in there the other day and they said a guy walked in there with a grocery cart and went over to the steak deal and got every piece of meat that you could grill and put in a deal and walked out and checked out everything.
Probably
everything.
For the man camp.
Or his service company was feeding 40 or 50 people, but they had 30 steaks on the deal and they had 20 pork chops or whatever. And he grabbed everything you could grill. And another guy come walking up with his wife. And he's like, where's the meat? It's all gone.
Yeah. The locals are going to get left behind.
Yeah. Hamburger meat and meat is very, very expensive.
And it's going to get worse. Somebody was talking about because we opened the door to Mexico over on the Arizona border the other day. Well, that's like putting a Band-Aid on a fucking gaping wound.
Yeah.
Because they shut down 3 Tyson plants, and but like I say, they just don't have the cattle.
Let's talk about chicken. Okay, we was talking about Chicken Express earlier. How much chicken do you think America eats in a day? It's ungodly.
Not nearly as many because they've shut all the fucking chicken plants.
But how many?
And a lot of it has to do with control.
Yeah,
you control the food. Yeah.
But remember eggs? We had the egg shortage not long ago.
Yeah.
And Whataburger got
where they burned 3 of the plants.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we consume as a country a ton of food. Yeah. People do not know how to take care of themselves anymore. We're country people, so if they took our proteins away, we could kill a pig, we could kill a deer, we could shoot at birds. We would probably be okay protein wise. Those people in the big cities
fixing to change.
Water fuck you out here.
You get 3,500 people in this fucking county shooting everything that fucking moves.
Well, no. I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying.
But we could do it. Same as you could in Archer City. But if you go to South Oak Cliff in Dallas or Highland Park, what are them people going to do?
Head west.
They're going to come and steal the shit from which they already do. Yeah, they can come out of here and do these deals. But
they'll be your problem before they're our problem.
Yeah,
you'll see.
Ain't gonna be my problem because I'm trying to buy that goddamn 640 acres in Wells, Nevada. I'll be moved out there.
What's going to happen with like your lake house? Has it went up a lot in value at Kickapoo now that all this is going on?
We ain't. It ain't hit us. We don't have nothing yet in Wichita Falls.
See, that's the same as us.
Yeah,
too.
we don't have nothing.
I think they're fixing dirt.
they're going to do this, they're going to do that. But as far as anything done, we don't have the population, we don't have the traffic, all that. But you can go to some of these
Abilene.
Yeah, you go to Abilene, go to Amarillo, where they are right in the middle of, or over there at Oakland Union, where my buddies, he said there's no less than 200 semis. He won't let his kids drive because he's afraid just one after another coming in and out there.
But that solar plant's going, or is it going to be data?
I think they're building a data plant.
They may be. I thought they were building a solar plant somewhere over there.
And of course, his house is on the south side of that or north side of the road. So his house is just soot. Yeah.
This road right here, before you turn off to come to the lodge, you can't, from this road to Guthrie, that little cutoff, you can't drive down it. It's just old rock trucks.
They've shut off all these roads. Like in Haskell County right now, if you go south of Knox City, they got the road from Wynert to Rochester shut down. They got the road from Knox City to Haskell. I go around it, says no through traffic. Like I'm driving down there. I got business down there on the end of that road.
Well, they got them shut down.
Keep the gravel trucks off the farm to market roads. Yeah. There's all the farm to market roads north of Haskell are no gravel trucks allowed on them.
Oh, man.
Or water trucks or nothing. They go get water to water, then they turn and go right back. But they've got no through traffic.
Well, that's the other issue is that water. We're already a droughty goddamn.
The only saving grace is this super El Nino they keep talking about.
Like up there at Childress, got all that shit up there. Yeah. Their lake is like 4%.
Yes, Greenbelt.
Yeah. What
is Wells, Nevada? Where is that at?
Wells is in that northeast corner of Nevada, and I love it.
Is it by Elko?
Matter of fact, me and Kelly, we went on vacation. No, it's east of Elko on 80, about.
Fuck, I thought Elko was on the border with Utah.
No, Elko's right in the middle.
I didn't realize that.
And you got 80 that comes all the way across. Comes from Salt Lake City, and but anyway, I coyote hunted up there, and there's no people up there. Mm-hmm. That's why I like it. Elko's big town's probably got 10,000. There probably ain't 25,000 people in the whole northeastern quadrant of Nevada. You got Wells, Ely's another little cool town, but they're all so spread out, and the whole fucking state is public land, so you can hunt wherever the hell you want. But I got a buddy of mine, he runs the Wine Cup Gamble Ranch up there, 1.5 million acres. And I go up there. We were headed up there to a place called Jarbidge, Nevada. Jarbidge is the most remote town in the lower 48. It's 3 hours from the nearest paved road. And the road going into Jarbidge is 80 miles, but it's just like a 2-track road. No county maintained shit or nothing like that. And but thank God we didn't go up there because we were going to go back up in there. Well, their average rainfall is 9.5 inches, and they got like 10 inches here a while back when we were up there. Got rained in, but it's the coolest little town. But there's only 12 people, 16 people that live in Jarbidge, and it sits at the biggest national forest in America is at Jarbidge, Nevada.
Really?
Didn't know anything about it, have it? The Humboldt Forest or Wilderness.
Yeah, it's Humboldt.
And anyway, this Jarbidge, this little old town, it's got a little old hotel, got a post office, got a bar, there's about 100 homes, but everybody's moved out. Hell, I was going to go up there and try to find me one of them. Surely they got one for sale up there. I'd buy that.
What's the name of the town?
But Jarbidge? You can't get into Jarbidge. You can't get out of Jarbidge from like November to June because you'll be snowed in.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so you got to be ready for it.
So that's your exit strategy, Nevada.
Well, not really. I mean, Jarbidge would be a cool place.
How do you spell Jarbidge?
Jarbidge. And
Jarbidge, Nevada real estate.
Yeah, and
Jeff will find you.
But they
I don't want to go up there.
But Wells, you can buy land up there. There's a place up there right now, 80 acres, you can buy for $560. $7 an acre. The taxes are like $12. But a place I want to buy is 640 acres is a section. I can buy it for $119,000. All right. As a retirement thinking guy, because it's all public land out there and there's lots of coyotes. I can go out there and I can guide hunt during the summer. And you don't have to build me much on there. One thing I've learned about that stuff out there is you can buy the land dirt cheap, but if you put a tiny home on it, that's some bitch's value. There's another place down the road from this deal, and it has like a tiny home. The guy bought a section, put a tiny home on it, and a little outhouse, and now it's worth $586,000.
There's a guy right here who's got one on the 993 West Side Avenue in Jarbidge, Nevada. He's got a home for sale. Comes with 0.21 acres. It was built in 1978.
There you go.
For $353,000. $350,000 for 1,100 square foot home.
Yeah, see, Jarbidge, that's why I was telling you about if you have a property, it's worth. You can buy land for nothing, but you can buy a
house.
But like Jarbidge is kind of a hunting deal. You know, it's one of the premier hunting. You can go hunting. So at certain times of year, it's popular. but no, that just a pipe dream.
Killer jeans
I
for it,
love
though?
it out there. Not everybody likes that.
I don't like desert.
They call it the Highland Deserts mountains, but you got cedars and you got the aspen. Like Jarbidge, it is beautiful up in that country. Got all them deals over there, and Ely is probably one of the best elk hunting areas in the whole nation. And Ely, Nevada, and they got casinos all in it. And
I would want to live in Montana is where I would want to live. If I could afford a summer place, it would be in Montana. It's beautiful in Montana.
it is solid, just flat goddamn desert.
There's so many pretty
you get on
places.
the west side.
Well, the west side of Montana from Bozeman area
And
all
hot.
the way. Bozeman's
Yeah, we were
nice.
headed up there the other day. It was 107. It was goddamn. Yeah, I don't want to go nowhere. It's 107.
So
Maybe
they were
in
telling,
Archer City.
They were telling a story at Mac's funeral about when y'all went to the Nationals. How much
Worlds.
driving was the Worlds?
The world,
How much driving was that?
dude. And I got to do all the driving.
Oh, you did?
I got to do all the driving. That's why we flew.
Okay.
We flew from because you got to go to Salt Lake City to sign up.
Okay.
So we flew. Me and him flew to Salt Lake City, rented a car, drove down to Spanish Fork, signed up, got out of there, went back to the hotel, waited on our flight, flew back, and then so we get home just in time to get about 3 hours of sleep. We get up at daylight, we hunt all day that day. We wind up killing 16 coyotes. What we were doing, we were betting that we could kill more than one in one day at home on knowing our home field advantage, as opposed to hunting blind up on public land. And so when we got done hunting at night, we drove 16 hours all the way back up to Utah. I did. I drove all the way to
With a truck bed full of coyotes.
yeah, and we made it to Moab at daylight. So we hunted at Moab. We started hunting, and we hunted all that day. And then finally, we had to go back, get to the weigh-in Spanish Fort. So we drove all the way up there, and we get up there, and we wind up getting second place. And so then, after it was over, we got done with the banquet deal and all that. We leave there at 10:30 at night. I got to get Mitch back by Monday so he can go to work because he's coaching. So I drive all the way back all night goddamn long. Except the one time he drove, we got to Tucumcari, and I woke him up. I said, Mitch, you got to drive. He goes, are you tired? He said, you all right? And I said, no. I said, I drove from, I said, I don't know how we got here. He goes, what? He said, yeah. It's the last thing I remember, we was in Santa Rosa. He goes, oh, fuck. So he drove, but he drove for about over to Adrian, I think, from Tucumcari, which about 45 minutes. I woke up and then I drove the rest of the way. But that son of a bitch was, but the funniest story of that whole deal is we'd been up, 3 days. We're wearing the same clothes. And we get out there at Price, Utah, after we left Spanish Fort. And I've been wearing these fucking Red Wing boots for 3 days straight. and they're sweating. And they are stuck to my goddamn. I said, Mitch, I have got to get these goddamn boots off my goddamn feet. And so Mitch, he comes over there and we pull off in the bar ditch right outside of Price, Utah. And we get out. I got my left foot hanging out the door, and I got my right foot hanging out the window right there. And he's got a hold of my boot. He's trying to pull. He's pulling on that son of a bitch. He's pulling on. I said, come on, get this motherfucker. And he's pulling on it and pulling on it. And from behind, if you're at the highway, it don't look very good. So this car pulls up off because we're down low. This truck pulls up, and he looks down there, and it looks like Mitch is fucking me up the ass. He's pulling on that goddamn boot. And I said, Mitch, get in the goddamn truck. Wait, I almost had it. I said, get in the goddamn truck. So I finally had to wind up cutting my boots off from the pocket knife. I couldn't get them off. But I guarantee you, them motherfuckers in Price, Utah, going, y'all ain't going to believe it. There's some fucking Texas boys down there fucking butt fucking each other in the bar there. Yeah. Yeah, it looked bad.
See, that would have been a great funeral story.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's what I told Mitch. I said, I tell you what, if I do have to talk at your goddamn funeral, it's going to be your coming out party because I'm going to tell everybody that me and you were lovers all this Yeah.
3 days of
but that
driving.
fucking, and what was bad, we did all that. That's work. I mean, that's putting your body through the extreme. We get up there to that fucking world championship, and this has been going on for, the biggest hunt ever, since the 50s they've had this summit. The World Championship.
What town is it in?
Well, it rotates every year, but
Okay.
this year it was at Spanish Fort. They don't even have it anymore. But so we ruined it because we get up there to this sumbitch, and they've got sponsors at the wazoo, and they got 18 guns that are donated, for door prizes. Everything. Got the big convention center we're in. Got a ribeye dinner for all the fucking people, and everything in the world, big deal. And they got I think it had 152 teams. I think it was. It's like $400 a piece. So there's a hell of a pot in this sumbitch, right? Whoa. We wind up getting second, and the only reason we got second was because of my big mouth. Because my buddies, I told them my strategy, and they used my own strategy to beat me. They hunted down at Pecos, and they wound up killing 25. They were going to hunt in Idaho, but that's another story. But anyway, so the Texas boys got first and second. Mm-hmm. So, but when they give us the money, we won like fucking $1,400. $1,400, a ball cap, a fire starter, and a fucking funky ass shooting stick. And I was like, they handed me that. I was ready to whoop somebody's fucking ass because I can do the math. I'm not a math wizard, but it didn't take. If 152 teams with $400 pop,
that's $60,000.
Somebody's getting fucking rep.
152 teams at $400.
$400 a pop.
Wow, it's
a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, and then all the goddamn guns,
all donated.
The guy that donated for the prize, the first place team got 2 of them, and then he auctioned the guns off to the hunters, and
that's $600,000.
So anyway, when it was over, when I got back to the fucking, when I'm up there, they're taking pictures, and everybody's laughing. I'm not laughing. They said, "God damn." They said, "No, motherfucker, I can laugh. Y'all can't laugh." They said, "Why is that?" I said, "Because this is the first time I've done this deal. You motherfuckers come up here every year and let this sumbitch goddamn take your money." So I got home and I put on there, I said, "Listen here, boys, that's the most crookedest fucking hunt I've ever been involved with in my goddamn life." And I told the story about all of it and all the prizes being sold. And well, the guy sues me. He sends me a certified letter. I'm going to sue you for slander. Say slander if it's true.
Right.
I said, he goes, "What, you think that?" He said, "You think that convention center was free?" And I said, "I know it was. Big Al Morris got it donated from the city of Spanish Fork where he lives." And he goes, "Well, what about that ribeye dinner?" I said, Tom Austin's thermal company sponsored that deal. So try again, cowboy. And he went on. He goes, well, there's got to be clerical. And I said, that's a little bit more than clerical, son.
Yeah, clerical's putting in your pocket.
Yeah, because first place got $1,800.
Oh,
So he gave up $3,000. Did anybody else get money?
Oh yeah, there's a few more places.
So let's say he gave up $10,000 in money.
Yeah.
He made $50,000 off of it.
Yeah.
Then he counted the guns he raffled off.
Yeah.
He probably made $40,000 himself.
I told him, I said, boys, sometimes you got to turn the boat upside down before you can figure out that there's a hole in it. And this motherfucker's singing. And the next year they had like 15 teams in it. Something. And they wind up selling the rights to it to another bunch of guys. And them motherfuckers turned it into a circus hunt. You got to kill 5 on one day. And if you don't kill your 5 on the one day, then you're not qualified to hunt on the second day. And kill the 5 the second day, and whoever makes it back to the check-in first is. So basically, it's whoever has land closest to the check-in. So, I mean, I know guys have won it a lot of times, but it ain't the same.
Yeah.
How'd you do in Moab? Because when I drove through Moab, it doesn't look very coyote. It looks like just nothing, rock and...
Doesn't matter. Utah is terrible, period.
Okay.
Because they got a bounty on coyotes in Utah. If you find a coyote in the bar ditch in Utah, they're picking it up. That's $50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But we didn't know that. And we get up there to the weigh-in, and, it's like a bass tournament. You're in line, right? We're waiting. All of a sudden, these guys come over and said, hey, what are you going to do with the coyote? I'm going to throw them in the bar ditch. I said, why? You want them?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you mind if we have them? No, we got to go through the check-in. So we get in the check-in after that. I don't give a fuck. So we go through the check-in, we get in there, and there's a game warden. He's checking all the coyotes. And he's got this clipper, and he clips the ears. And I said, what are you doing that for? He said, well, these are Texas coyotes, ain't they? I said, yeah. He said, oh, yeah. He said, well, because there's a bounty on coyotes in Utah. And I said, oh, well, shit, that's why them guys out there wanted them. Where are they?
Oh,
where
shit.
are they? And they did the same thing to.
Is it against the law to get somebody else's coyotes?
Yeah, turn Texas coyotes in for a Utah bounty.
No. But could they get any Utah coyote and turn it in? They don't have to be the one to kill it, do they? A Utah coyote.
You do got to be the one to kill it. You got to put the GPS. There's a lot more than just dragging up a coyote.
Okay, that's what I didn't know. Because back in the 50s and 60s, when they had bounties in Texas,
different.
You just took an ear to the courthouse.
Totally different deal. That's got to be a Utah coyote. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think they just went up.
I bet those boys were disappointed when y'all left, weren't they?
And the game warden's got on
They
them.
spotted the game warden because them guys couldn't find it. The game warden couldn't find them guys. Yeah, because I guarantee they saw us talking to the game warden. They said, let's exit stage left.
How many did y'all lose by?
A bunch. They killed
really?
25. We killed 16.
So in Utah, did you kill anything?
No.
Just
never saw
time.
a count. Yeah, we never saw a count.
Moab, Utah.
Matter of fact, my buddies that beat us, they killed one.
In Utah?
And it pissed me off because we're in the middle of fucking Utah going down the road north of Green River. And there was this place that I had seen that I had some cedars reminding me of home. I said, there'll be some coyotes up there. So I was going to it. And we get up there and guess who's fucking pickup? My goddamn buddies from fucking Pecos. What are the goddamn chances? I said, that's fucking Nathan and Laramie's goddamn pickup. We drove well and I said, hey, are y'all up here north of Green River? He said, yeah, we just killed our first fucking Utah cow. You motherfucker, you're hunting on my goddamn spot. It's public land, goddammit.
So did you Moab was an interesting place. It's unlike anything I've seen in America.
I love that place.
It's a beautiful place.
You know why I love it?
Because there's not a lot of people there.
During 2020, when everything was shut down and all that, we come from Oregon, picking up my daughter. We come through there, and it was like going back in time. Everything was just the same. Not one mask, not one restaurant closed. It was just everything was business as usual.
I tell everybody they need to go to Moab once to see it because it's an unusual place.
We were going there again this year. Me and Kelly on here a couple weeks ago, and they wound up getting rain.
It reminds me of like Fredericksburg type town.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of nowhere. Because you come around to Bend, and here it is. We come around to Bend about 5 or 10 miles before there, and there was all these cars parked in the public parking. I'm like, what the hell? And there was all mountain bikes everywhere. And it was everywhere. And I was
you can rent mountain bikes, ATVs. I say the thing to do is go. That's what we were going to do. We were going out there. I was going to haul my Can-Am up there, but I thought, well, fuck, we can rent them up there, and so that way I got to haul it. We had my camper on, but we didn't make it there.
Have you spent much time around Jackson Hole?
No, and that's another.
That's a really cool place.
Where we're going, but there's people there.
Can I give you some advice though?
Don't go.
No. You need to go. It's a neat place to see. It really is. But go stay across the mountain in Idaho. We stayed in Victor, Idaho.
Yeah.
It was a whole lot cheaper, and I enjoyed it a lot more anyways.
Well, that's where we were headed because I got a buddy in Idaho. We were going to go hunt. I was going to hunt. Our plan was we were going to the Cheyenne Rodeo. We did do that. Well, first we went to Kansas City, and then we went to Breckenridge. We're just making a loop on the way up there. Went to Cheyenne Rodeo, and then shit kind of went south after that. And then so but our plan was to go to Gillette up there and hunt with my buddy up there. Well, it was 107. And then we thought, fuck, I ain't hunting that shit. And then we were going to go over to the Grand Tetons and see that. Well, my buddy come and said, don't fucking do it. There's goddamn, it's like DFW over here. So I don't want none of that. And that was our plan, go to Idaho, hunt with my buddy Rusty there, and then go over to Jarbidge, then go to Moab and make our way back. We didn't get none of it.
When me and Michelle was at Jackson Hole in October last year, towards the end of October.
That's when we're talking about.
It's a great time to go because the tourist season had closed. Like Yellowstone had shut down a lot of their stuff. The only thing that sucked is there's I think it's called the Eisenhower Pass. And I want to go across it. It's like 11 or 12,000 feet in Yellowstone. Yeah. And I've been to Yellowstone twice, and both times I couldn't get across it. This time it was shut down because of snow, because it had early snow.
Yeah.
And we went to Glacier, and Glacier's pretty cool. You would really like it.
That's my goal, but
no, you'll get it still.
Yeah. Well, we might, like I say here, we may go in September. You know, school starts, everybody gets going doing shit. It won't be nearly as. It'll still be.
There was nobody in October when we were there at Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, there was no traffic.
But I want to go to that goddamn Jarbidge back to KC. My buddy went there. Hell, he caught a goddamn a 7-pound trout. I didn't know fucking trout got that goddamn big. That son of a bitch was huge.
Clay gonna be a Nevada voter before long. I'm telling you.
Clay's gonna be
damn right.
Archer City would never be the same without you.
Oh shit!
They'd miss you so much.
Would you have been more pissed off if you'd have won it and only got the $1,800, or would that have made up for the world?
Well, truth be known, I was in it for the buckle.
Yeah,
because,
that's what I was gonna.
I mean, but still, you hate that people are getting took.
Yeah.
You know, what's right's right and what's wrong is wrong.
Once his math would have figured after getting that belt buckle,
$1,800.
Did you forget a zero on this?
Yeah, because that was the year that I decided I hunted the New Mexico State Championship, the Arizona State Championship, the World Championship, the Eastern Championship. And, well, the first two was New Mexico. We won it.
What'd it pay?
$9,000.
Yeah, you'd have been pissed off. You'd say that buckle meant something to you, but you'd have been in that car about 2 minutes, and you'd been talking to Mitch, and you'd went to prison over this. Maybe
well, I've tried to give like this year. You know, we hunted West Texas big bobcat. I've never been a big advocate for it because I'm just not a weight guy. But they got a side pot for the most coyotes, and so you can't call yourself the coyote man if you don't win the biggest fucking coyote. Well, we won it year 4 last, and then this year we decided to get into it again, and we wind up winning it. And I don't know where the fuck I was going with this story, but
how much it paid?
Yeah, and it pays pretty good. I mean, I think we won like $10,000. Of course, it paid. You talking about suck? That's another reason why I hate weight contest. Guy, Facebook friend, old Jake Blendon, they won it. The big cat. Gonna win like $70,000, right? He calls me at daylight that morning, and he said, right before daylight, he said, we killed this big one. I said, hell yeah. But they needed one more coyote. So then he finally called me and said, we got our coyote. I said, congratulations, that's badass, motherfucker. And so, and we're headed down there to the weigh-in. We get in the weigh-in. Well, I see Jake come out, and he's smiling. I said, congratulations, buddy. He goes, yeah, I think that he's my buddy didn't have his hunter certification. And I thought they left it out there in the car or something. No, they got disqualified.
Oh, my
because
God.
his buddy didn't have his hunter certification.
They was going to win the big bobcat?
Yeah, like 70 grand.
Oh,
yeah. He took it way better than I would have. You talk about mad. I was like, I was mad for him. And I didn't know it, but, and what, just chance, because I seen there was a Jake winning it. And it had Jake something else. I thought Jake's last name was Blendon. I don't think it was that. It was another Jake had won the son of a bitch.
What it weigh?
Oh, it wasn't that huge. Like 30. The cat number weights of, over the years, all the cats they've killed, they're not, used to, you can get in them 35, 38s.
Can you hunt East Texas and hunt that contest?
As long as it's in Texas.
Are there bigger cats in East Texas? Or
No.
The bigger Big Bend area?
No. South Texas has really the bigger coyote or cats for whatever reason.
More to eat, I guess.
Well, just, I don't know. It's weird at how, because like the coyotes to the east are way bigger. I mean, bar none, way bigger than the west. But you get down there and the goddamn cats are bigger.
Can you feed is there a way to cheat at this? Now when I say cheat.
It's not cheating.
No, that's what I was fixing to say.
Yeah.
Is there a way to feed a bobcat to keep him around until the contest and feed him stuff that'll make him heavier? That's not cheating if he's not in a cage.
Well, it's like I said, Perry Wheeler, he feeds him his cats, regular cats, out his back door. Well, fucking this bobcat and a coon and this fox kept coming to his back door. They're not pets. They're not deal. They just happen to come in there scavenging the cat food off that deal. So everybody, and he lives right he's dead now, but he lived in Orchard City, right on the edge. Yeah. Everybody, their dog's trying to get a little old place over there and shoot him with a BB gun so it's legal. Trying to call up that giant cat. But
what would it have weighed?
oh, fuck.
Scoot your chair up.
Yeah, it supposedly it was big.
Really?
And I don't know. It'd have won it because it's fattened up like bigger.
But there's no law against, like where you live out in the country, if you had a bobcat coming to your barn every day and you threw down something to feed him all day long, twice a day, and you got him up to 40 pounds and you called him in and shoot him, that's a legal cat.
That's a legal cat. That's the chances of taking a hunting weight contest.
I've seen a lot of videos lately.
Too much gray area in the shit.
I've seen a lot of videos lately around in our area of people that have got foxes that come to their food source all the time, like they're feeding them in their backyards.
Yeah. I've never seen a fox in our life. They had that PK fire years ago, 15 years ago, and it blew all them fox that was all out there. We got them all over Orchard City, but you'll never see them outside because of coyotes.
I've never seen them anywhere but in town. We got tons of them.
You won't see them because they don't cohabitate. Coyotes and fox do not. Where you got fox, you ain't got a coyote. Where you got coyote, you ain't got a fox.
We the other day we went to eat somewhere with Andy and Jesse, and we came back in, and there was a fox in the road, like by the hospital. It's like, oh, there's a fox, and Reese couldn't see it, and we were talking about it. So we pulled up, and there was one in Andy's front yard. I mean, just sitting there. 2 minutes later, there's another one right there in your front yard.
Gentle up.
Do you have them on your camera all the time?
I took a picture. We were working out the other morning, probably 9 o'clock, and I stepped outside because I was about to die of a heat stroke and got a little bit of air on me. And I looked down the road, and there's 2 foxes just just hanging out in the road.
Yeah.
But then that freaked my boy out. So then, fast forward to that night, I had seen a fox in our alley. And I was telling him about it, yada, yada. And about 20 minutes later, I was like, hey, Reese, can you take the trash out? Our dumpster's in the alley. He was like, Dad, I don't know if you know this or not, but foxes carry rabies.
Good for Reese.
That fox ain't gonna fuck with you. Like, you'll be fine.
Did you have to take the trash out?
I took the trash out.
I figured that.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if you know this or not, Dad. But
Yeah, if you go out there at night under a street light, them fox, they love to get up under and eat the crickets.
Oh, yeah.
Lights, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a female fox there, back when I lived in town. which was right next to the golf course. Me and Kelly would walk about 10 o'clock at night, and this Mama Fox would walk with us just like a dog.
Really?
She'd walk all the way around that stuff again until we got to that hill, and then she'd go back up into her hill.
No shit.
Yeah, they'll gentle up. So I kind of like the fox. They're kind of cool.
So you weren't worried about it attacking you and spreading rabies, but
no,
my oldest sure was. He
oh yeah,
take that trash out, Dad. I don't know if you know this or not, but they say, like I said, they just fucking laid it down right in the middle of the road, so they're not too scared of anything.
Goddamn fox, they're tough to kill. Their goddamn kill zone's about that big, and they're like rats on crack. They never slow down. And we had the some bitches. They're dumber than hell. Everybody like, I don't understand how them guys killed 100 fox to win the most fox. I said, I do. We hunted when Mitch was at Junction. We hunted down there Sonora.
Mm-hmm.
We'd call up 10 of them every stand, and you could kill them all, but you better have a shotgun.
Really?
Yeah, because them some bitches, they never quit moving, and they're like that's about as big as their kill zone. But when you're looking for a cat, we killed our 5 fox on the first stand at 85 degrees at noon, and but then all night we was like, we can see us set eyes. Oh, it's a fox. Oh, it's a fox. Oh, it's a fox. And goddamn, but never hear a coyote.
Are they all gray foxes too?
Yeah. Well, you get into East Texas, there's places that got some red.
Well, you get up north, they're beautiful. The reds are beautiful up north.
Well, I kind of like the grays.
I wonder why they're so dumb.
Huh?
I wonder why they're so dumb.
That's just, if you go to places in Alaskan, there are places that people they make pets. I mean, there's only one person I know that's got a pet coyote weave that's on Instagram. I see a guy that's got one. I'm sure there's people that have them.
My buddy in Archer's got 2 of them.
Yeah, there's people that have them.
I've had them. They're fun till they turn a year old and their nuts drop.
But like a fox, you can take a wild fox and domesticate them basically because they'll come to food. I don't think you're going to get a coyote that's a wild coyote.
They're just like people. None of them's the same. Yeah, I've had coyotes that was just the gentlest, as gentle border collie. And then some of them is just, that's like Charlie. His 2 coyotes, they were totally different. That one son of a bitch is fucking tearing shit up all the time. The other son of a bitch didn't give 2 shit.
Can he pet him and they come up to him and everything?
Hell yeah.
Just like a pet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Does he get rabies shots for him and stuff? Because you're not supposed to legally be able to do that.
He finally got rid of them.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because they were fucking tearing everything up. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bobcat for 3 days as a pet and found that was not a very good night.
No. That's the other deal. I know guys that had bobcats that lived in their house all their life and never had no problem, and some of them tear the shit out.
Can you imagine having a coon for a pet?
I've had 100 goddamn coons.
They tear shit up?
The best wingman I ever had was a coon named fucking Rowdy. Oh, fucking Rowdy now. I lived in Lakeview Apartments over there off Fairway, and god damn, that so much got me laid more fucking times. I could take that goddamn coon on a leash, old Rowdy, and I could take him and pull, and I'd throw a deal of ice on the ground. He'd get that, and that fucking women would, he's so cute, and goddamn 10 minutes later, yeah, those good old days. Back when you could get laid on accident. Yeah. But yeah, them goddamn coons. But then when they grow up, I had that one coon, old bandit up there when me and Kelly was, we first got married. Dawson was a baby, and we had to turn him out because hell, he could get in there and fucking wrestle with Dawson like, 2-month old, and that coon's chewing his ear off. So we kicked him out, but. Bandit, he'd go up there to the barn, the big Parky barn, which we got now. But I was coon hunting back then with coon dogs, and we'd go up there to that barn where I had a bunch of cake out and had a bunch of feeding them feeder steers. Them coons would be, you look up there and there'd be 20 or 30 of them up in the rafters, and I said, y'all hold the dogs, and they'd hold the dogs and Rowdy, Bandit, come on, Bandit. Boy, Bandit would come down. Bro, he got on my shoulder. All right, kick one of them other motherfuckers out. And the fight was on.
So he knew his name and everything.
Oh, yeah. Hell, yeah. And then finally, he wound up leaving. They start chasing that pussy.
See, you were good for his pussy. He was good for your pussy, and you were good for his. Clay's going to kick me out here, and I'll just have all the women to myself.
Coyotes are not coyotes. Coons are everywhere, everywhere. Do you think we're going to see the coon contest take off? People shooting them?
Oh, they've got several.
I mean, they
around.
have them, but do you think it's something we're going to see more and more of? Because people are starting to have deer and turkey, or turkey especially, leases. If you want to keep your turkeys, you're going to have to get rid of the skunks, possums, and coons.
And you need fresh blood. We just
Same
found
with
out.
quail. Yeah, they fucking hard. We go over to Lynn Schrader's, my hunting partner. You know, his boss is a quail hunter. And we got to kill every coon we see over there. So we can take his kids. Not so much now. Well, he does now because they got them feeders. Go out. And it's so much easier now with the thermal, by God. They can't hide from the thermal. Yeah. Matter of fact, you're going to need some thermal, by God. Come see me at Farrell, Texas Outdoors. God dang it.
I need a thermal one. I need one. All I have is old handheld one. I want to get one I want one with a 22 suppressor on it. I want a thermal on a 22 suppressor.
Yeah.
I would love to have one, or a 17.
Yeah. Them thermals are cool.
Yeah.
Right now's the time to buy them too,
Well, it sounds
because
like
everything's on sale.
It sounds like the Best Buy guy sending me TV now.
Summertime, ain't nobody doing shit. But now, like that thermal I got, it's usually like $7,200, and I think it's like got them down at 5,000 right now. Because once you get to January and they go to the SHOT Show,
Everybody needs it.
After that, the newer, bigger, better shit. But
Are you going to go to Fort Worth this weekend to the Trophy Hunters show?
This weekend,
I think it's this
I'm
weekend.
going to. No, I'm doing the speaking deal. That's another thing. If you guys are out in Woodward, Oklahoma,
Oh, this is your weekend.
weekend, go to the Racks and Rods Hunter Extravaganza in Woodward, Oklahoma, where the Predator panel got me, Tony Tebby, John Collins, and Jeremy Nichols. By God, it ought to be interesting because I guess you could call a contradiction to a lot of the normal coyote hunters.
I don't think so. I think you're probably normal.
Oh, no.
What are they like then?
Everybody's about, throwing. Everybody nowadays is chasing social status, but everybody nowadays is all about the vocals and you've got to play female submissive for 12 and a half seconds and then go with this and then this and then me. It's like that's all on here. I just play the fucking rabbit. And now, what's bad is, that's kind of Clay catchphrase. They had a whole podcast on this one deal laughing about how Clay just plays the fucking rabbit. I was lying when I said I just play the fucking rabbit.
They were doing it to be mean?
They were being assholes. Yeah. This motherfucker don't know what he's talking about. You go tell me he killed 435 or 430 cows just playing the rabbit and all that. And they all had the discussions and all this. And everybody kept sending me all this shit and and
that's when you know you've made it, when people talk shit about you all the time.
So anyway, well, guess what? Next thing you know, I look on TikTok and this guy's got bumper stickers that says, just play the fucking rabbit and selling them, getting rich. And then
Getting rich.
And then old Tony Tebby, who's a vocal guy, and he's got deal. He got his now. He's got a sticker. He's got just play the rabbit.
I saw that. I saw it on Tony's deal.
Yeah.
So,
but Tony's a good motherfucker. I like him.
so
is that what you're going to lead with? Just play the fucking rabbit.
Yeah, when they ask me, what do you do? I just play the fucking rabbit,
but
man.
where you live at, that's what you have.
Yeah.
Is that not? Is it a food source? I mean, maybe the rabbit don't work
When a
somewhere
coyote
else.
is moving, it don't make a fuck what you play. Them son of a bitches, you can fart. I mean, there's a trigger mechanism probably, but like I say, me and Mitch tried to figure it out, kept data for fucking 3 years, and all we figured out is you ain't figuring them out. And but when the coyote is moving, it don't make a fuck. When we killed 29 fucking coyotes to win that New Mexico State Championship, we never done anything. We never made a stand past 5 minutes. And every fucking stand we played cagey cottontail. Played it on and just killed fucking. Now, when we started, it wasn't doing good. They wasn't biting. We killed 2 coyotes in the first 4 and a half hours. and it wasn't looking good. And even my partner, who is a vocal guy, Kelly's going, man, I think we need to try the vocal. I said, just stay with me, son.
Just stay with the rabbit.
They'll start biting when the fish start biting. 10:30, we killed a triple, then a double, then a single, then a triple, then a double, we never had another dry stand. Light switch come on, and it didn't make a fuck.
How far will you move between stands?
All depends on the wind. On a windy day, you'll move about a quarter mile, and depending on the brush too. Terrain has a lot to do with it, but usually rule of thumb is a half mile. Half mile make a stand. Half mile. In my theory on contest hunting and pleasure hunting is totally different hunting. In contest hunting, it's a timed event.
Yeah.
So me and Mitch's theory was we're going to get 4 stands an hour. You're going to get 2 stands an hour. Because most everybody will stay 15, 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Then you got another 10 minutes moving from stand to stand, walking this deal. We're 4 minutes. Boom, we're hauling ass.
If 5 minutes they're not hitting, they're not going to hit usually, right?
Sure, you can stay around and maybe get a slow comer or not. I'm not saying you can't kill it, but we're targeting the dumbasses. And we're trying to get a bunch of dumbasses.
Greedy young coyotes.
Yes, but now we can stay there and we might see if we don't have a visual in 5 minutes, we're going somewhere. But like I say, I know I've killed 1 million coyotes, at 10, 12 minute mark, all that. But you can't afford to do that. You might sit there and fuck with that one son of a bitch for 45 minutes. So I could have made 3, 4 calls in that 45 minutes. Right. And that's the difference. I could have killed, like on that, a triple, a double, and a single in 3. That's six coyotes. Where you're going to fuck with one for one stand, 1 hour.
So are there times when you're contest hunting and you do see one and he just fucks around out there? Will you give up on him to go?
I have.
Understand? You have?
I have. Yeah, you've done it long enough. I can tell whether they're coming in or they ain't coming in. Right. And I'm not gonna sit there and fuck with a motherfucker for an hour. And I know guys that'll do it.
Really?
Yeah, and
don't want to leave one to go chase one mentality.
But like me, we'll start with a rabbit, right?
Yep.
I'm not solely a rabbit guy. I mean, but that's where I'm gonna start, and if it ain't working, I'll try fucking goddamn porcupine or whatever. But like when last call I turn on is Cow Taylor Pup 3, that Pup in Distress 3, because sometimes you get a cow that'll hang up over there, then you'll hit it and they'll come running in. And then sometimes I'll start out with the lone howl, then jump in with a rabbit for 5 minutes, and because sometimes depending on where you're at, you might need that volume, that loud howl to get them looking. Depending on the wind, those stands fucking really the same. And like I say, and there's certain times of the year that the fight sounds are good and some. But the thing about a fight sound is, half your coyotes are pussies and the other half will bow up. But really, there's more pussies than there are fuckers. And then, but like breeding time, them motherfuckers run you over at times. Mm-hmm. But I've also seen them I ain't never seen a fucking coyote run from a rabbit.
No, that ain't happening.
Yeah, that fucking pussy, I can take that motherfucker.
So what do you, what do they, whenever you do see them off in the distance and they just fuck around, what do they do, sit down and look at you?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Yep.
Or they'll move 5 yards closer and sit on their ass?
Which usually means that they have seen you or smelled you, the jig is up, right. Or, they've been there, done that, and then sometimes they're just fucking lazy. Yeah, we seen this one goddamn coyote over here on the Croton years ago. That coyote come to us hot. He come and he come and he come and he come, and it's hot in the middle of the day. And he got to the bottom of the hill. We're way up top of this fucking hill. And he stops. He looks up there and sits on his ass. Fuck that. I ain't going up there. He lays down. So I ain't going up there. I ain't crawling up there to chase no fucking rabbit hunter. And what was bad, bitch goes, you want me to shoot you? I said, yeah, you can shoot him if you want to go fucking get him.
But you got to go down there.
We didn't even go down there and get that son of a bitch. Yeah, but no, there's... But the deal that kills me is the locating deal. Everybody's into this locating.
It's your computer there.
Oh,
I
okay, I
think.
thought-
And I'm
coming.
like, locating. You know, they'll go out for Thursday, Friday, and locate. So they'll make a hellhead howls, and if a coyote responds back, they'll mark it on the deal. All right, and then they'll go, and if they don't get nothing at the next one, they won't. And then they come hunting Saturday. Mm-hmm. Like that fucking coyote
Hadn't
is
moved.
going to be there on Thursday at 7:30. And I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, because everybody tells me I go places, they say, I can't believe you hunt blind. I said, what do you mean hunt blind? Just go hunt. I said, you fucking high?
That's how you hunt.
I said, there's fucking coyotes everywhere. Sometimes they, along locate, sometimes coyotes are vocal, sometimes they ain't.
Do you kill more males or females?
It all depends on the year.
Really?
Yeah, you just. But like on that cow today, deal, it was almost even.
Oh, really? 50-50?
Yeah, just damn near even. Yeah, yeah. So it just.
What about like during breeding season? Is that mostly males?
Yeah, breeding season. You know, you'll use a lot of fight sounds. You can do that because, like I say, you'll get some, and then like this time of year, the bitches. You know, like July and August, them bitches are hungry. You'll get a lot of females. They're looking to feed their babies in the deal. And that's the other deal, you know, you got good years and bad years of coyotes. If you got grasshoppers,
You got a good year?
you're going to have a good year.
Because that's what the babies eat?
As them babies, well, then the males, everybody, I mean, coyotes in general, they love, you know, that one year we cut up every coyote, and it was a grasshopper eating year. And every coyote was just gorged on goddamn grasshopper. But which helps to survive those pups in the den. Mm-hmm. It takes less. They don't, you know, they've got a buffet in front of them at all times.
Right.
So they're not getting out, getting hit by cars and shit like that.
So does they nurse on mom until they get to a certain age?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then they
Then
just
they'll
start
kick 'em out.
figuring this shit out on their own?
Yeah, she said, all right, bitches, y'all got to go.
I got the new one coming in.
Got the new one in. You know, that's the other deal. I hear this shit, these coyotes mate for life. That's the biggest fucking line of bullshit. You know, every fucking coyote is different. You know, they're just like people. You got these nomad coyotes. I remember, they collared a coyote one time. They do it all the time. But this one coyote had traveled 700 miles.
Jesus.
Now, if you located him in
On
Archer
Thursday.
City on Thursday, apparently he's not going to be there if he's in Ohio on Tuesday.
They moved 700 miles.
700 miles.
Did he ever come back to where he originally come from, or was he just a nomad?
He was just nomad, or that's only that I read on that. But like I say, I mean, common sense would tell you that's not the deal. I have watched coyotes rape them fucking bitches in February. You know, when breeding season ends, every one of them's out there.
Yeah.
Some piece of that. And you get out of the way. I want some of this shit. You know, it's a fucking orgy out there. And but I'd say Jack and Jill are mated up. Well, cows' lifespan is like 5 to 7 years, and so, and a lot of times less than that with the cars and the heavy population. So. Jack gets run over by a goddamn car on the highway. You think goddamn Jill said, he was my soulmate. I am not. I'm staying monogamous till that was my man. That don't happen. Here comes old Bob next door. Yeah, I got you, bitch. I got you. You know, like I say, everybody wants to make this shit a science.
Yeah.
It ain't fucking goddamn. They take all the fucking fun. And now you got a podcast. There's so many fucking coyote hunting podcasts, and it's all talking about the secret sounds and the locating and all this, da-da-da. And I said, motherfucker, just talk about the stupid shit you did. Mm-hmm. That's the fun part of coyote hunting. I said, don't make it a fucking science.
I think people want to feel smarter than what they actually are, because you see that in the waterfowl thing, like
sure,
they try
to.
It's like there's only so many ways we can set out a decoy spread. There's only so many ways we can hide.
Yeah.
Like the wind's got to be what it is.
Talk
and
about your adventure.
Well, it's just
getting there.
There's
not
only
the-
so many ways that we can fucking do this. Let's not make this so complicated and try to make it something it's not.
And
You're
nobody
trying to
wants
play
to-
chess when this is really just checkers, and it's pretty
Well,
simple.
and that's the other deal is you get these guys, they watch this podcast, they watch Andy's podcast, they watch Clay's podcast, and then they put their own little deal and they repeat the same kind of bullshit. It ain't no originality in nothing now. You know, everybody's there. If I wanted a coyote hunting podcast, I want to hear about the fuck ups and the stupid shit, or me and Mitch going to fucking deals like that.
Shooting
The
a hole
real
in-
shit.
Shooting a hole in your truck.
Because you know there ain't no better teacher than fucking experience.
Fucking up.
No matter how much video or how much audio you listen to, until you just get out there and make them fucking same mistakes, because the biggest part of it is just like in y'all's deal is set up, knowing where they're going to come from, and that all comes with experience. Yeah, I
But
mean,
we're hunting a bird that you have to scout. You know the coyotes are going to be there, like you said. If you're deer hunting, yes.
no, we don't know the motherfuckers there.
But but you assume there's going to be coyotes
Yeah,
everywhere.
Within
you know?
earshot.
Yeah, there's coyotes everywhere in this country. You know, they may not be right there. I've seen them on South Padre Island. There are coyotes. But you go to Moab, Utah, well, there's a reason they don't have as many because they shoot everyone. There's a bounty.
That's what I'm saying. There's places there ain't a single.
Right.
You go South Texas, down there ain't a coyote within 1,000 miles in places down there. And you would assume there's coyotes everywhere. But like I say, they also got bounties down there too.
And the high fence places have shot every one of them.
Yeah, all the goat associations, all that. And that's the other deal I tell them. Good country will make you look like a fucking champion hunter, and bad country will make you look like the regular old Joe Bob, because you can't call up a coyote or call up a goose if there ain't no goose or there ain't no coyote. Yeah.
Is one of the states is open to shoot wolves, and I don't remember if it's Idaho. Idaho is.
Yeah.
So they don't have a wolf problem there.
Yeah.
But I did see the other day where the wolves are in Colorado or getting close to a border somewhere. And I don't remember if it was Wyoming or the Dakotas or somewhere. But anyways,
They've been in New Mexico, and supposedly they're not there.
Well,
but there's a lot.
But they were worried. They were like, "Oh my God, the wolves are going to an unsafe area." Blah blah. Yeah, fucking, it should be. I'm telling you, if I was a rancher and I owned a place, every place would be an unsafe deal. You get some old throwaway 30-06 and you gut shoot 4 or 5 of them and throw that son of a bitch away, they're gonna have a hard time saying it was you that shot them.
Yeah, I seen a deal the other day where they some biologists took one of the wolves and or you know, they got them collared so they know what they're eating, what they're doing, and like 82% of it was cattle.
Yeah, they like beef, like I do.
Like no shit. We knew that because cattle are domesticated and they're easy prey. Hey, what are you gonna do? Ah!
Yeah, give me a filet mignon tonight.
Yeah,
What about you?
right. Instead of chase that elk that's got goddamn antler.
You're gonna eat your ass or
Yeah.
or clomp down on your ass.
I want the old welfare Bob over here. Yeah, but no, it's a whole different. That's why when I go to this daggum, they'll do that predator panel up there. It's gonna be.
Is it going to be cordial, you think, or is it going to be some?
Hell, I don't know. I mean, I'm cordial with you. Like I say, I like John. I don't know the Jeremy Nickel guy, but
Maybe.
But Tony's a good motherfucker. He's the master at sounds. I mean, he's got some of the best rabbit sounds. And
Maybe your buddy will be there. The old boys that put on the Elk City hunt to shoot.
yeah, Jody or whatever.
I don't know his name. Maybe y'all can shake hands and become friends now.
Man, I'm late in the game. I could give two shits about that anymore. Yeah.
I had people ask me about that a lot. I had someone ask me about that in Memphis.
Oh, I get
They asked me
every
because
time
you
I
were
go
going to
Oklahoma-
Woodard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time I go to Oklahoma, they say, "Well, that guy's got to be 1,000 years old by now." Yeah, he was old 20 years ago. So, yeah, I'm gonna go be like that Ethan Treadwell or whatever that guy that was on the Cowboy show that beat up that 77-year-old man the other day. Did you hear about that?
I didn't see
He's
that.
going to the pen.
Yeah,
he was
guy from Hobart.
Yeah, he's
didn't see
going
it.
to the pen.
Yeah.
now
An
he's
old man.
rescinding his plea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he filed something.
They put him in prison for 10 years, I think.
Yeah,
He an old guy right outside of Hobart. He was
For
on
what?
some cowboy show. I think he was
Cowboy
drunk.
Way.
Was he drunk?
Oh,
I think he
don't
was
know,
drinking or some shit.
He was an old man.
I mean, this kid beat the shit out of this old guy. Beat the
Yeah.
hell out of him for no. I mean, I don't know the whole reason. No reason to do what he did for sure.
No.
So, your contest, when is it?
I haven't said that.
Are you going to do one again this year?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It'll be the
I say I'm not
shotgun only.
Yeah, I don't know. Goddamn, like I say, we picked up some pretty good country. Another guy started hunting with us. Throw his country on top of our country. His country is gonna make our country better. Like I say, he jumped with us last year, and we had the Red River Classic, and we won it, 31 coyotes, and then we won in West Texas, 19 coyotes. At the time we killed 19 coyotes, it was that was terrible condition. My truck, and like I say, this is like, I think it was in March. It's at 112.
Jesus.
112, yeah, and we're out there coyote hunting.
It was hot in March.
And I was, we'd have to get in them goddamn cedars, you know. But hell, and everybody I knew, they wasn't even hunting at day. We're not hunting day, we're hunting at night. That's what won it for us, because we wound up killing 7 coyotes during the day. And like I say, when they're moving, it don't make a fuck. And we just kept, but we had to get in that shade because it was hot. And then when it got night, the goddamn wind showed up, and I mean, blow like 40, 50 mile an hour. And you're in that rack, and I mean, and them coyotes was all over us. They were running at us so hard, so fast, we was having hell shooting them. Woo, wow, woo, wow, bow, woo, 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 just everything we had to shoot was running shots. And then, god dang, at about 2 o'clock in the morning, wind just laid down. And we had 19. I said, oh boy, we're fixing to get on now. Fixing to be good. Never saw fucking another cow until daylight.
A guy asked me at Des Moines if you'd think about rekindling your 1 year a coyote a day deal. Would you do that again?
Never. Ever.
His buddy suggested you do 2 a day because nobody had ever tried to do that.
Yeah, I suggest they suck a dick. Yeah, I mean, people do not even, you can't even begin to understand. Like I say, there's, you just don't understand how hard that was.
Could you? Was the summer hard that year like it is now?
We had 67 days of triple digit.
That was the.
And the wind started blowing, and in July the wind blowed so hard that I had to get on it would blow my tripod over. In July, we don't have that kind of wind.
We've had it this year though. It's been a miserable summer this year.
No. I'm not talking this kind of wind. I mean wind that would blow you standing over, like 40 mile an hour. Every night it was doing that. And I mean, you could not, and then it was so hot, we had, it was just so fucking hot. You couldn't see, because out in the fields, everything's
everything's hot.
Hotter than 98.6, you know, and so everything blended in together. It was just fucking miserable.
So that's a hard no on this.
Oh, fuck. I mean, but even if you had the best of conditions to get your ass up and go hunt every fucking single day, because I mean, I worked my ass off that year. I was dragging deads off. We were digging out tanks. I mean, we were droughty. You know, we only had 18 inches of rain that year, and it was bad. Picked the worst fucking year to do it. But you know, when you get goddamn, you know, say August, like this time of year, and you've worked all goddamn day, and then you got to go, all right, let's go outside. Let's go hunt. And fucking, you just sit there, and I'd come in, I'd try to get a nap, a 15-minute nap, and walk out that fucking door every day, not just fucking, you know, day off. That's like, I had guys that said, oh, I know guys do that all the time. Government trapper. Well, one of my buddies who is a government trapper, he says, I am one of those guys. He said, when it's fucking, he lives in Wyoming. When it's fucking up here, you can't hunt every day because the wind, you know, the snow, you get 2 foot of fucking snow, you're not going to get out of the fucking house.
If you got government in front of your job title,
yeah, you go to and say it's your wife's birthday or your kid's birthday
or Christmas,
or Christmas, you're going to go to them fucking deals. You don't bullshit me and tell me you're hunting 365 fucking days. And like that one guy said, he said, oh yeah, I know several. I said, give me one of them's number. I want to talk to him. Give me one of them's number. No, I don't want to do that. I said, give me their name. I'll call them. I said, because you're full of shit. I said, it's fucking tough. I said, not saying that somebody hasn't done it, but not very many goddamn people.
No, I agree with that.
And you got to live in a climate like mine that you can do, because like I say, you get up north, there's fucking, they get real snow.
We get hot here, but they get winter where you
they get to where you can't drive down the fucking road.
Yeah.
Shit, but Yeah, it's a goddamn miserable son of a bitch. And I need to get on that book deal, but fuck, I don't even like talking about it. Fucking
PTSD.
yeah, because like I say, Christmas,
Everything.
and Thanksgiving, every one of them deals, all them birthdays, it all depends on whether I got a fucking couch that day.
Okay, now I'm going to change it before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Fantasy football. You're going to do it. You've told me. Have you done fantasy football before?
He's won it, Jeff.
He did. I didn't know. I didn't remember that.
Motherfucker,
He's a champion.
Okay,
yeah.
good. All right. Well, you're in our league.
I'm the winner in the one league. I've been in since 13.
I didn't remember if you did fantasy football or not, because when you wrote that on there,
2002, I've been in a fantasy
I
league.
didn't know that. Well, good. You won't be. You'll be.
You remember the old 1A Texas football
Yeah.
forum?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still in that fucking league.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, that started in 2002 with Boss Hog and Eagle Fan One, all them guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, because you're going to one of our leagues this year, and
Yeah.
so I don't know what league. I'll have to look it up later on it. But Clay's going to be a member of our league.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for this, because when you told me that, I told Michelle, I said, I think Clay's fucking with me. And I didn't realize that you'd done this before.
Oh,
champion.
yeah.
Good. Do y'all-
I've done baseball.
So that's a long year.
You ain't
I used to
shit.
do that too. Have you done live draft or always online?
The league that I'm in right now, the one that I got draft the 29th, our draft is the party. And that's why we have a pool party.
Okay, yeah, I do remember
live
you told me
band. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, fucking, it's a party.
Wow.
I'll tell you a funny story about it. We got a friend of ours. We got Bikini Girl. We have had, but we're with the number one draft pick, Brian Bullard select, and that girl goes up there in a bikini, and now it's his wife. She gets in the bikini, but we get up there and
She used to be really good looking.
oh yeah, she still is, and we get up there and Tony Pollock. Tony's 8 foot tall, right? We're doing our draft. We got our draft board up there, big board, and we're all at the edge of the pool, right? I think there's like 12, 13 rounds or some shit like that. I'm averaging about 1 beer every round, right? And we got a rule in our league that if you draft twice, you draft somebody that's already been drafted, you got to drink the battery acid. And it's a fucking shot, and it tastes like battery acid. It's fucking nasty, and I do not want to drink it. So we're going through there, and Tony, he'd already had to drink it twice. But Tony's to the right of me. He's right at the edge of the deep end, because he's 8 foot tall. So then I'm right to the next to him. We're sitting there. And, well, about that time, my eyes are getting a little. I got a little. Start speaking and cursing a little bit. And I sit there, and I said, oh, and I wasn't paying attention. And I didn't know what had been drafted. And I go, fuck. Oh, shit. I said, give me. I looked up there and I seen this name that I didn't think nobody's going to take. Give me Leviticus Chenault. And he's already been drafted already. And I said, oh, fuck. So I had to take that goddamn battery acid down. So I downed that son of a bitch. Oh, my God. And I'm not a big drinker. But on this day, I drink.
You were.
So we get down there. So the next round when it comes up is my last draft pick. And I don't know who's fucking been picked, I ain't drinking that battery acid. So I said, with the 12th round, Kickapoo Outlaws select Roger Staubach. Because I knew nobody picked Roger Staubach. And then I grabbed old Tony and I took him and I downed him and drug him over backwards into the deep end, right? And everybody starts screaming at him, hey, goddamn, hey, what? What? Tony can't swim. Tony can't swim. I said, well, fuck, all he got to do is walk. And so I look down, and I can't even see him. So I look down in the bottom of the pool. He's down at the bottom of the pool going, So I got to swim down there, pick his ass up, drag him up there. And Tony couldn't whoop my ass on a dare, but he was ready to that fucking day. You motherfucker, I can't swim. What are you doing in a pool? What grown ass man can't swim and then hangs out at the edge of the fucking deep end with it? Yeah. I said, but Tony, you're 6'9" in a 6 foot pool. Goddamn, stand up,
Stand up, son.
But yeah, it's a big party at that.
I don't understand that either. People that don't swim, look, we'd go to the lake house sometime here with some couples, and one of the guys don't know how to swim. And he puts a fucking life jacket on him, but puts it on his legs and shit. Just hauls on legs kind of. And I thought, you're messing with your life. You're in the lake. It's 15, 20 foot deep here. It's
murky as shit.
I'm a pretty good swimmer. I could probably go down the bottom and maybe get you, but you're going to fight me the whole way up because you're scared and shit. And I thought, I ain't fucking trying to go get your ass. I go, why would you put yourself in that situation?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. First of all, I don't understand people that don't know how to swim. And I know that makes me probably a bad because there's people on here that don't know how to swim, but swimming's not hard.
Pretty fucking simple.
They do it in the Special Olympics. No real feel, but if they're doing it in the Special Olympics, they don't have brain surgery in the Special Olympics.
You would think survival mode would
just
teach
kick
you.
in.
Yeah, throw the motherfucking old John Wayne, pick you up, throw you in. He'll learn. He'll sink or swim.
Yeah.
And but I can never in my life remember not knowing how to swim.
I can't either. But it's not that hard, and it just gets me that people that don't know how to swim.
I just don't know why you wouldn't want to learn. Like 70% of the earth is water. There's a good chance you're going to run into some shit.
I'm going to tell you.
Your time on
Every
earth.
kid should know how to swim. There's no reason to not teach your kids how to swim.
For me, I'm a man. And as a man, I am not going to tell somebody, I don't know how to swim.
You're going to fake
What? You what? You don't know how to fucking swim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me your goddamn man card. We're revoking that someday.
But it's not hard to do.
No.
That's why I don't understand.
Take a lesson.
Pretty fucking simple.
Come to the Clay Reid School of Swim. I will show you. I will take you to the deep end, and you will swim right off the bat. Whoop.
Okay, here's what I need you to do when you get out of here. I need you to text me your email so I can email you an invite to this football league.
Yeah.
And that's all I need.
It's going to be super flex.
It's a super flex. I'll explain all to you later when we get off here.
Is it
two
ESPN
quarterbacks?
or
It's a CBS Sports. You got to have a CBS Sports app. Right. It's pretty simple. We do it online. We don't do the draft in person. We do it online.
I hope you win it, Clay.
Y'all have a last place rule?
No, I've seen those on
where you
TikTok.
Stand at the corner naked and saying I suck.
Stay in a Waffle House for 24 hours.
I saw some guys that had to do that. Every waffle he ate saved an hour.
Yeah,
the kid ate 10 waffles.
Oh shit!
I've seen them. I saw one. Yeah,
we'll fix.
We're still on. I saw one. It was 40 times. 40 times determined the draft order. I saw another one. They got it. They got in like a little bitty, like a radio flyer thing, and they had a ramp, and they jumped the ramp, and whoever went the furthest down the hill, that determined the draft order.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. But anyway, it's time. I don't know why Jeff left here. We were fucking wrapping up, and now he's gone.
Gay.
He's gay.
That's what happens when he leaves. We can talk about his gay afterlife.
Yeah,
and before life.
All right, good luck in fantasy football. I hope you beat all those little cocksuckers in that league. All right, we're out here, everybody. Peace.
Peace out.